Hello everybody, welcome back to Survival Chances Slimmer, our absolute maximum difficulty oxygen not included let's play. Short stream today, probably, in all probability. Other things I need to do at some point, but I figured, hey, Sunday morning and I've got time, let's go ahead and do some streaming. So, that's what we are going to be doing today, and yeah, let's go ahead and unpause. I think what we figured out last time is that this map is just a lot easier than the last map. I mean, obviously we're doing a lot better because we're not making the same mistakes that we did last time, but also we're just doing a lot better because this map has exploration possibilities that we didn't have last time because the surrounding area is not scalding. Before it was basically all scalding, now it's not scalding. There's also these slime molds, which have been really helpful for keeping up our early oxygen. And you know, we've done good things as well, like with setting up our industry and kind of getting a handle on things, getting a better cooling solution up and running, starting up ranching sooner, right? And there were a few things that have made this Let's Play a little bit harder. One, of course, is that we're challenging ourselves even more than we did before, but also, you know, we had a lot less ox like them before, and we had fewer arbitraries, and we had really no useful, like we have a water geyser up here, which is okay, but we really can't use the water geyser, the leaky oil fissure, or the copper volcano right away, whereas before we had a natural gas geyser and a infectious polluted oxygen vent, both of which are kind of immediately useful in the early game. So I don't know, in some ways this map is harder and we're challenging ourselves more, but the temperature difference on the outside here is huge. Like, it's 10 to 15 degrees colder out here than it was before. It's still hot, obviously. It's like 60 degrees, but it's not scalding. We started with way more water, which is an absolutely huge thing. And just the combination of those two things, along with maybe slime molds, have made this a lot easier. So one thing I think I want to work on today is ranching. I think there are sort of two priorities going forward. One is maybe domesticating more trees, setting up a second cooler, that way we can keep this entire thing cool. Maybe, you know, starting up some sort of Dreco or Slickster ranching. But I think I have two priorities right now. They are setting up a hatch ranch, or set of hatch ranches, which I think I'm going to set up pretty much right across here. We'll have a whole batch of them in this area, and we'll just make them kind of smaller ranches, a little bit more modular of a design. But yeah, we are going to set up ranching over here. I think we basically just want to dig out this entire area. We'll do something like this, and we'll set a floor right here. Ranching is one thing, and then starting up steel and plastic, just so we can get ourselves... I mean, really, just what I really want to get my hands on is a little bit of plastic. That way we can start setting up a dedicated steel refining operation. So I kind of want to break into here, grab the Slickster, start building out a few Slickster farms, which are going to be situated down here, and you know, start getting that process going. But mainly just scoop up some of this oil over here, turn it into plastic, and go from there. But yeah, let's work a little bit on this whole area right here. And what I'm basically going to do is I am going to build some scaffolding across here so that we can construct all this. And I'm going to set up what are effectively little 48 tile ranches, which should be able to house four hatches apiece. And we're going to be using those for our ranching in the foreseeable future. And yeah, so let's go ahead and give a deconstruct order here and a deconstruct order here. Let's also give an order to dig out this entire layer, which we're going to replace with insulated tile. We're probably going to keep this area insulated off, but I'm going to do sort of a strategy where we have all of the rubble from here try and fall down into a little pocket down here. That way we have kind of less problems. I don't know. I mean, having the sand in here is going to be nice because the sand is what we're going to be using to feed our hatches. But otherwise, I think we're going to basically set up our ranches like this. We're going to say insulated tile, igneous rock, set up a layer right here. And then if I counted this out correctly, 11, and then 11. Yeah, so we're going to have basically a 33 tile room up here, 11 by 3. And then we are going to have a 5 by 3 room here, and then a 5 by 3 room here, right, with walls. And this is where we're going to have our ranching equipment and set up our hatches. And we're going to have another 33 tile area under here. And those 33 tile areas are what's going to be expanding the size of the ranch to prevent any sort of crampedness, right? It will just basically be grabbing some hatches from here, tossing them in here, and expanding things out as we go along. And this should get us a little bit more coal because I think the metabolism of these guys when they're burrowed is a little bit different. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Metabolism 0%. I don't know. We'll see. I think you get more coal this way. Don't quote me on that because I haven't checked it out entirely. Then we're going to set up a wall of insulated tile right here. And then we're also basically just going to dig out these 2 layers right here and let all the debris fall and deal with it later. And that'll just basically take a lot of the heat that's in this area and get rid of it effectively. So yeah, deconstruct here, that way we can approach these areas. And then we can take this entire line actually and move it down. I wouldn't mind doing that either. Insulated tile, igneous rock. Just give an order like this, and then say deconstruct all right here. Base, ladder, igneous rock. Get this here. We can go ahead and deconstruct this, I think. We've gotten pretty much all the arbor acorns that we wanted in this area, so we're going to move our pip somewhere else once we're done. But we're going to move this down, and then we are going to... maybe we hold on to this part right now until I move the pip out of here, because otherwise this critter drop-off gets weird. Storing 3 out of 20. Yeah, because these guys, sure. Yeah, and then we'll set up right here, and let's go ahead and say deconstruct. We are going to replace these effectively with doors. And because we're having all the debris drop down from this whole operation, we should be okay in terms of the heat issues that this might create. Let's not deconstruct this for now. Well, we don't really have too much of a choice. We'll just build some scaffolding, actually. That's, I think, what we're going to do. Deconstruct, base, ladder, igneous rock. Yeah, just set up scaffolding basically right here. Is that enough? We're going to need some right here, and I guess we're going to need a bunch over here where the sand is. We're also probably going to need a little bit of scaffolding across here. Igneous rock is maybe not what I want to be using, come to think of it. I'd probably rather use sandstone in these areas, because that's what they're going to have access to. Let's set up a lot of this as sandstone ladder. We're going to replace it later, I guess, but this should save us just a little bit on labor. And we're doing this that way when the sand falls out from here, we still have places for our duplicants to walk. Dig. Yeah, we'll need this as well, because there's a layer of sand underneath it. Okay, something like this. We forgot this one layer right up here. But something like this. Have them go to work on that. And yeah, how are we doing power-wise? Power's looking fine. We still have a decent amount of ethanol here. I want to kind of keep an eye on this. So we're at 620 kilograms, roughly speaking. We want to make sure... What do I have left in terms of coal? 5.1 tons, huh? Because we dug out all that coal. 91%. This should also be 91%. And set this priority to 8. This is already good. Are you not hooked up? What's going on here? You have coal. Oh, only 753 grams. Okay, that's fine. We also want to expand out our farms as we continue, but we're going to try and get ranching up sooner rather than later, and then hopefully be able to use that to transition really early on to our other food sources, basically. Right, use meat as the big thing that we're switching to. I kind of want to put a little bit more ethanol into this ethanol boiler, because we see it uncovers every once in a while, which is not really what we want. This is all flowing smoothly, right? I think it's flowing smoothly. Why does it hiccup sometimes? Is it hicking up? I think it's fine. So yeah, so we're going and we're grabbing a bunch of coal from over here, and I want to start thinking about our plastics operation too. This is growth halted body temperature because this area is still kind of hot. Sure. I can live with that. We probably just want to set up another layer of farms right up here. Growth halted body temperature because this area is hot. Where's still cold? This area is all still really cold. We can go ahead and set up farms there, I guess. That would be fine. Yeah, let's set up a row of farms like right over here. Food, farm tile, dirt. Set up another row right across here. Actually, let's not do that one because then I can have some more room for this arbor tree to grow out branches. Yeah, and let's already go ahead and say that this pip should be moving. This is max 20 critters, pips. It's a little bit annoying that I have these shine bugs in here because they'll kind of mess with things a little bit, but we can go ahead and say auto wrangle surplus max 0 critters, and we'll have everything moved into this area right here. Or at least we'll, I don't know, we'll get rid of these shine bugs and we'll move this pip into there. Is the plan. And we can dig out this area here and make room for some more farms. We might as well take all the area that we have and turn it into farmland right away, because then we will be building up a food surplus for the future. Also, what is our CO2 situation looking like? Yeah, this is fine. I think we go ahead and say sweep, sweep, sweep up any of this polluted dirt that's lying here on the ground. Try and get the polluted oxygen out of this area as much as possible. Is there anything here? I think we're good. And sweep this, and then also a mop order for any little bits that have fallen through here. Okay. We have a lot of polluted water that we are sending to these trees over here, which is great. That means in the long term we'll have a kind of smooth path to domestication of a lot of our trees. We have tons of slime lung in the base, unfortunately, because we've been just digging up a bunch of slime, haven't been doing any sort of disinfection, and turning it directly into algae, and then burning that algae right away. So that kind of creates a chain that produces a lot of slime lung germs, but shouldn't be too much of an issue for us here. This kind of bothers me, but it's still just dysfunctional, so we're not going to deal with that for a while. And yeah, we're going to finish up the rest of this insulation here, and then I think we want to finish up the rest of this insulation here. I want to say priority 6, all of this stuff. Get the rest of this done. And we can take this off of auto wrangle surplus. In fact, we can just say don't put any critters in here. I don't know what we want to do with this trussed up shine bug, but we'll just leave them in there. Where did we put our pip, though? Is someone delivering a pip to... Like, what do we do with our pip? I thought it would be delivered right here, but it has not been delivered right there. In any case, we can deconstruct this now, and that'll give some room for this arbor tree to develop its branches. You can also say deconstruct, 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 right across like that. This doesn't allow pips in here, does it? No. Okay. What happened to my pip? Where did my pip go? Oh, it's in here. Someone had it bagged up and was delivering it as I was looking for it. Copy settings. More mealwood, please. Right across there. And yeah, we're hauling in coal, which is going to help with our power issues here. It's going to make sure that we keep our cooling system up and running. These are holding steady at roughly 44 degrees. The more we run on the coal, the better off we'll be in terms of keeping all this cool, right? Because if this is running less and we have this heat being generated somewhere else, then this area can get cool. Once we get it to 40 degrees, we'll be happy. Putting it below 40 degrees is not going to do a whole lot because the minimum temperature for the polluted water that it outputs is 40 degrees. Let's also say uproot priority 8 on these and see if we can't get another tree planted right here. We basically have all the water that we had right here being turned into polluted water through our bathroom. So I think we can afford a third tree here, even though we have the population for about 2 trees, but because we're straight up converting things, I think these will just straight up regrow. Yeah, this one popped out right away. Uproot this, priority 8. Can we force another arbor acorn here? That's what I want to do. We have like a small window here. Uproot this, priority 8. The problem is that because we have 2 of them, we need to get both done at once, basically. Oh, that is not a lot of time that we're given here. We could alternatively... Yeah, does the next one pop up before... What's blocking you? Yeah, this is blocking them. Alright. We can try one more time to do this. Uproot. Priority 9. Priority 9. Try and get both done at once. I'll give this one more shot. And then we're just going to let the branches grow where they grow. Nope. Basically right away plants another branch. Okay. Yeah, we'll just need to... We'll need to do this a little bit differently. Right, we'll basically need to cut off water supply for these for a little bit. And then we can plant another tree in there. That'll be far in the future, though. We have a whole other side that we can start planting trees in. So I don't have to worry too much about that. Let's take a glance at temperature here. This is where it should be. This is all vacuumed out. This is a little bit cooler than it should be. The ethanol gets to here 73 degrees, lowers to 72.8. I guess this is just mixing with, like, we had this at a temperature below 73 degrees. It's kind of just mixing at this point. That's fine. This will cap out at around 73 degrees, and then it should be fine. Okay. Let me check this. So this is coming in at 42 degrees-ish. What's temperature here? Yeah, I want to make sure that our cooling system, because this is not quite enough to cover this entire thing, according to my estimates. Right? Once we have the entire industry up and going, then we have problems. Oh, also, let's go ahead and heavy watt wire, aluminum ore, finish up this connection as well. That way, we just remember that it's there. We'll leave it at priority 5 because we're not likely to have enough lumber to run all these, but okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I just want to remember that to have that built at some point. So, closest oil biome looks to be right here. Temperatures are a little bit higher than we would like, but they're probably fine. And we can just set up a little polymer press soon over here. We're coming along on the research, actually. Wow, this changes every time. We're working on incubators. Yep, for expanding out our ranching. Sounds good to me. We'll probably just set up a line of incubators somewhere over here. This is all good to go, right? It's just a matter of keeping it submerged in CO2. Because it filters out all the CO2, any polluted dirt we have here has problems. Let's also bump up the priority on these, just so we don't have polluted gas escaping, because that can create some issues with the slime lung that we have all over our base. Rather not tempt fate with a massive slime lung outbreak. I'm not super concerned about slime lung, particularly because we have such good oxygen, but don't want to tempt things. These are priority 7. That seems fine to me. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to put a little bit more ethanol in here, but we're gonna leave it for now. Let's try. What I don't want to do first. We can either do getting our plastic, or we can work on the ranching. I think I want to work a little bit more on the ranching, because we're going to have incubators set up soonish. So let's take... I still want this to be priority 6. Maybe we bump all this construction up to priority 7. Basically say that I want my insulation up first. We can also bump this up, I guess. And then we'll say priority 6 for all this. All this construction, all this digging, everything. Should just do this. Yeah, everything's priority 6 now. Okay. And let's also plant the last mealwood. Okay. So, let me make sure that we have enough food. 234 farm tiles. We probably need a few more than that. We don't have these planted. Some of these are offline due to either pressure because of some exhaling or a little bit of body temperature issues. Like these, a lot of these are offline because we don't really have effective cooling in this area yet. This is going, but it's just enough to cover this basically. Maybe we want to work on the second one. That's a lot of ethanol to divert right away though. I think I want to have domesticated trees before we start working on that. Where else would I want to set up farms? Could set up some over here. That's a possibility. I could just set up more over here. I could actually just expand all the way across here, and that should be fine. Or just set up a layer right here. I think we set up a layer right here. Let's go food, farm tile, dirt. Set up another layer of farms right here, and then we can set up another layer right underneath that as well. Yeah, I like this. And we'll say priority 6 on this stuff. Okay. The middle tree will give us wood, right? Because it'll be 5 branches. So we have each of these trees is going to take 1 tile away from it, but we'll have 5 tiles still to grow branches. So this is kind of as compact as you can get. We do want to, if you plant all 3 at once, we're basically okay in that end. I also want to put these at like priority 8 as well. I don't really want to run out of slime and algae. Maintaining all this stuff. Let's put that at a higher priority. Speaking of which, maybe we want to dig out a little bit more slime somewhere. Like over here. Give an order to dig out over here. Let's also go ahead and get this ladder going the rest of the way up. And we'll be a little bit lazy. Something like this. And give an order to dig out the rest of this slime. I guess we'll need to unbury some of that. Let's just leave like that. And scaffold our way down, I guess, and give an order to dig out the rest of this. Something like that. Dig up more slime, haul it back to the base. We've also got decent pockets of algae we could go and grab. Oh, and priority 7, this as well. Get this last little bit done right here. And that should complete the insulation for our base. This layer right here, and then this little bit right here. Food has decayed, really. I don't really want that to happen. It's kind of surprising. I guess some of the meal lice right at the end has issues because people don't go and grab it. We can solve that pretty easily, though. Let's just deconstruct this. I guess we have our mess hall right over here. Let's do this instead. Let's say... I don't think Pips will rummage through a ration box. Let's go ahead and set up a ration box right over here. And we'll tell them to go and haul all the meal lice up into this ration box. And that should prevent any sort of food decay issues because, I mean, we have less than a day's worth of food, right? So it's not really too big of an issue. Yeah, it's just these little bits of meal lice on the end because we aren't fresh 92, fresh 73, fresh 79, 64. Because it's so far away, they eat the fresher stuff first, and then they don't get to the stuff in time. So let's go say ration box, all edible, priority 8. Have us haul all the meal lice over to here. That way it's close by our eating area. They have to go and do that anyways, basically, but we'll centralize it there, and then they should be able to. They'll grab the meal lice. Yeah, then they should be able to grab the meal lice on time. And this is all priority 6 already. Okay. Yeah, we just need to wait for time to pass, I think. Haul the meal lice over to here. And then it's like this stale bit, someone will go and grab it. Yeah, they just grab it and they ate it. But if we had left it over there, then it would have just remained going stale because it would have gone to closer meal lice. Random growth halted due to pressure. I guess we should run more algae through here. We could also set up more algae distillers. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Alright, so we've built up a lot of ethanol, basically by burning coal. And then as the coal runs out, we will be relying more on the ethanol. And then this polluted water area will just basically fill up. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And as we get more meal lice, mealwood seeds, we'll plant more of these farms. And should remain kind of steady on food. Food's falling really fast, though. Growth halted pressure. Because of a little bit of CO2. Interesting. Growth halted atmosphere. We could just poke a hole, like get rid of 4 of these farm tiles to give sort of an extra area for gases to flow. Because we just want to clear the CO2 out of here. I don't know. I mean, as the CO2 clears out of here, I guess we'll be better off. I don't know if we really want to do anything about it. Just leave it at that, build more farms. Kind of down with that as a strategy. I just want to build up a big store of food, though, if possible. Give us a nice, easy transition. Ooh, new dupe. What do we got? I mean, these guys are fine. This guy has strength and athletics. This guy has +7 science. Interior decorator is a bad thing. I think we're going to go with Nicola here. I like him a little bit better than Rowan. Rowan's probably better early game, but Nicola is better late game, and I just like these traits a little bit better. welcome aboard. And schedule-wise, what are we doing with our friend Nicola? I guess we're moving Nicola... Yeah, let's move Nicola down here. Actually, I guess we move Nicola right here. And then we need to kind of rotate some people. Squeeze a little bit more labor out of them. Yeah, I think for positioning the last tree, we'll basically have to turn off the irrigation to these trees, and then uproot the branches. That way branches don't grow back. I presume that'll work. I don't want to do that right now, though. I don't have a big rush to do that. These are growth halted pressure. Yeah, so I kind of just want to... This is refining slime, right? This polluted water has tons of slime lung in it, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's... They can reach here, right? And this is all priority 6. Or priority 7, I should say. Maybe we just don't have the labor. Oh, and... This is enabled... Enable harvest on all of this. And all of this if they start getting some branches for us. Okay, yeah. Make sure we're harvesting all of our branches, because there's a lot of new branches that we added. And... Yeah, I'm kind of contemplating removing one of these coal generators, replacing it with another algae distiller, moving the coal generators to over here. Kind of like that as an idea. Get all of our algae distillers up and going. Boom, boom. We'll leave this for now, but let's say priority 8 on this construction, and then power, heavy watt wire, connect this up, and I think we're going to deconstruct this and set up our algae distiller. Basically just have more algae distillers, keep more algae going to these oxygen diffusers. Probably set up more oxygen diffusers as well, I think is the plan. Just start producing as much oxygen as we can. Burn through all this stuff while we can, because then we want to replace this stuff with other things later. But for now, let's just try and get all the slime turned into algae, I think is the plan. Growth halted, pressure. Yeah, I just want to improve air pressure more. We also could, I suppose, just turn off these carbon skimmers for a bit and let the CO2 layer push things up a little bit more. I guess also what I want to do is dig out all this. Try and get better airflow from the CO2 area up to here. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. Let's turn this into oxygen, I think, is part of the plan. So, I have all these storage bins, or almost all these storage bins, full of polluted dirt now. So oxygen-wise, we're actually maintaining decent pressure over here. We're probably going to need more of these laid out across the base to supply more oxygen. Because this is ultimately what we're transitioning all of our oxygen production to, right? Is just running these ethanol distillers, filling them with lumber, getting the polluted dirt, using the polluted dirt is the plan. Yeah, let's go ahead and disable these. Turn our CO2 skimmers off, build up some CO2, get some air pressure up in here, until we can dig out more slime and turn that slime into algae and burn it for oxygen. I think I kind of want to... Like, this pressure is low enough. Let's get rid of this microbe musher. Deconstruct this. How much power do these take? 120 watts? Okay, so running 4 of them on this system is probably not going to happen. Though we could run... We could run a bunch of them right over here. Okay, let's cancel this. Let's instead say base, tile, igneous rock. Let's do this, and then oxygen diffuser, boom, boom. Priority 8 this. And just get a couple more oxygen diffusers up in here. We also could set up some oxygen diffusers over here. I think we're also ready to just disconnect this for now. Actually, this is... I don't know. I mean, because we can reconnect this system right here. I kind of just want to stop supplying these oxyferns. Because they are all oxygen anyways. I don't think I want to do that. We'll hold off on that. Whoops. Let's also go ahead and give an order to dig out all this. All right. Nothing exciting so far. Basically just expanding things out as we print more duplicates. And then this ranch setup is going to be the next big thing. We also... What are the temperatures like over here? Okay, these temperatures are scalding. So this area is kind of blocked off to us. Like, we can access these... We can access these vent slash geysers slash volcanoes, whatevers. But I kind of want to get into this oil biome. It also means that we can explore a little bit more. And we can also just dig into here and grab this coal and iron. The iron we're going to need to eventually turn into steel. Also gets me lead as a refined metal. So how do we want to do that? I'm not super excited about having my dupes run across this water here. Let's dig that out. And we will... dig out... How do we want to do this? Dig here and say base, ladder, sandstone. Build some... I have this area right here. Base, ladder, sandstone. Will they run across this before they run across the rest, is the question. Mop priority 8 on these tiles right here. And then build priority 8 on this. Let's see if we can set up some scaffolding so we aren't developing any sort of stress issues. I think we're going to break in through here. We can also go ahead and dig out... I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just dig out all across here. That's what I'm tempted to do. I kind of want to get this carbon too, but or not this carbon, this copper. But there's a whole bunch of vacuum here, which I'm not super excited to break into. I kind of want to break into up here, though. Let's go and do that. Say ladder, sandstone. Do this right here. Dig out this. Allow basically this oxygen to fall down here, which should keep us oxygenated as we do the rest of this process. And then I want to... This is the edge of the map right here. This abyssalite is all at reasonable temperatures. This abyssalite is actually at pretty good temperatures. Yeah, I kind of want to just dig out through here. We have super duper hard digging. And then we will go down like this. And break into this oil biome. Something like that. And this area is a little bit cooler than the rest of it. And we have enough oil here to set up a steam turbine. We're going to set up a steam turbine and set up some steel refining. And start getting ourselves some steel earlier rather than later. is the plan. But yeah, that's how I'm digging down like this. I'm going to say priority 7, all of this stuff right here. We'll also tell them to dig out coal as they go along. Coal and iron. Let's go ahead and just get a little bit more of that. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, grab some more coal. There's a lot of coal over here. This will also kind of scout us out a little bit more, see what's down here. But we're going to set up a pump, I think, basically down here. And we're going to pump out to a little plastics operation. Get ourselves a steam turbine. And then we're going to set up steel refining. And then with the steel refining, we're going to set up our advanced cooling operations, right? We're going to basically replace this system that we have right here with a steel thermal aqua tuner plus steam turbines. We're probably going to make the full-on, like, 3 aqua tuner, 2 steam turbine setup and have that cool everything, I think is the plan. Our coolant is getting slightly colder. How are we doing here? 40 degrees? Not really. Yeah, it's fine. I think we can live with that. We'll enable these again at some point. Once they're kind of more submerged in CO2. Like once the CO2 level gets to around here, I think then we're good. And we can let the rest go. Let's also priority 7 this. That way they can get the oxygen for working in this area a little bit better. I wasn't watching. Were they using the scaffolding? Recovering breath. See, this is what I'm talking about. Not enough oxygen over here. Yeah, let's priority 8 this before they work on anything else. Is the plan. Oh, and we'll check that in a second. But priority 8, these to get more oxygen being produced is the plan, and suffocation. Okay, you're just running back. Yes, there's not a lot of oxygen over here because we didn't really run into any oxygen pockets, and this is sort of at the level where we have a lot of our CO2. So I want to dig out this first and have this oxygen fall down because this pressure is really low. This should be able to push out really easily. Yeah, dig out all this. That also, I guess, lets us get up to here, which we also kind of want to do just because it's free. It's really easy to obtain sandstone. We'll dig out this, or not sandstone, algae. And then out of sandstone, we will make our scaffolding. Just going up like this, I suppose. And give an order to dig out all of this goodness. Dig out these as well, and this. And basically the whole shebang. Just get me all of this stuff. And then we can also give an order to dig out this coal. This will also scout us up a little bit more and see what's this biome over here. Actually, we kind of already know this is obsidian. This is super hot obsidian. Okay, so this is some sort of hot area, which we are going to try and ignore. So no need to really scout there, but we'll dig up there anyways just to get the resources. Doing okay on food. I would like more, but I think we're doing alright. I mean, there's a lot of meal wood ready to be harvested. Let's also just go to priorities. At this point, we need... Like, we're having some of our farmers also be sort of moonlighting as ranchers. That's going to become less tenable as we get more and more to ranch, right? We're going to need... Let's go ahead and put you on priority excavation, since you're so good at it. Nicola is our just sort of normal-ish dude. And I guess Jean is just a normal-ish... Joshua is pretty normal-ish. I mean, Jean's pretty normal-ish too. Let's say farming for all these guys. And then we'll go to skills, and we'll just kind of kit them out. Nicola, I still want to put on advanced research, but... And Ada is our digger. Sure. I guess I also kind of want to put Joshua on advanced research. But Jean, yeah, we're going to put you on farming. You like digging, huh? But you also like advanced research. Let's see. Yeah, let's spend a bunch of skill points. Critter ranching. Yes, please. More critter ranchers. Hassan, welcome to the team. We could give her field research. She has improved carrying and advanced research already. I'm going to leave that for now. I don't know what I want to give her. We don't want to give you doctoring. That's useless. You're not going to be a doctor, Meep. Abe. Yeah, we gave her a little bit of cooking, but we don't care. Let's give her the advanced research. Ashcan. Yeah, why not? Improved carrying too. If you like carrying, improved carrying too sounds good. You have farming. You're one of our dedicated farmers. I guess we just bump you up in farming. I don't mind that. We're probably going to scrub some of these duplicates later on. Here's your building skill. Construction 9. Okay. Let's give you an extra 2 in construction, and then we will change your priorities to be hard into construction. You're a super duper digger. You can't get that. Let's give you improved carrying, though. Everybody needs improved carrying. That's kind of a given. Everything else, like, I don't know what skill point I want to give her. And Ruby, I don't... yeah, improved carrying. Okay. So, Nisbet is dedicated builder at this point. Priorities. Nisbet. Yeah. You're a dedicated builder. Whenever you can build, go ahead and build. And then we have our farmers. Yeah, so we're expanding out our kind of farming population. That way we can get all this mealwood harvested on time. Also make sure we get all of our tree branches harvested on time. Because we just have a lot of ripe mealwood piling up. And that's a little bit of an issue. Okay. Priority 8 this as well. And priority 6 all this. Sounds good to me. We'll figure out the hats later. I don't know. We can give them some neat hats. I wanna set up a system where we have like a bunch of separate dormitories, and then we'll give them all matching hats for the guys in each dormitory, right? And so instead of having sort of like we have a central structure right now with these two ladders sort of acting as the axis, but we're gonna basically split the base and then split it into ever smaller parts. And we'll have like a group that's just dealing with ranching, and we'll have a group that's just dealing with farming, and we'll have a group that's just dealing, right? And we'll just keep on going like that. Little separated areas. That also improves a lot the pathfinding in the game when you have them in these little sort of burrows, right? For those of you who play Dwarf Fortress, that was like... Dwarf Fortress was, I mean, is, the game kind of like RimWorld, but way old school, like literally all the art for the longest time was just ASCII art, right? And I really enjoyed Dwarf Fortress. I played a lot of it until RimWorld came out, and then RimWorld was just kind of a more smooth experience. But the way you got your computer to run Dwarf Fortress, if you were really, really smart about things, was the burrow system, right? You could have your dwarves have little separate areas for themselves, and by restricting the pathfinding, that was a big way that you kept everything going. So that's what we're going to be doing to handle the pathfinding problems that we're no doubt going to develop as this game goes, the lag issues that this game is going to develop as things go on, because we're printing out a ton of duplicates. But yeah, once we get to that burrow system, then I think we'll break out the hats and assign people their new identities. I don't quite know what people are at this point yet. Like, we're probably gonna most of these farmers are gonna get skill scrubbed at some point. Once we've moved over to ranching, we're not gonna care about farming that much anymore. Oh, and sorry, I made a new rancher as well. Hassan has a skill of 9. How do any of you guys have a husbandry skill of 1? I guess they had 3 likes, and one of them was ranching. Bubbles' husbandry skill is 2. That's terrible. So Hassan should be a lot better. Yeah, Hassan should be a lot better at ranching. We almost just want Hassan to be doing all the ranching. You do have this... We just advanced you to ranching, right, Hassan? Yeah, we just gave him critter ranching, so he should be able to take over a lot of the duties that that Bubbles had. In fact, maybe... oh, also, schedule. We need to start sorting some of these people out. So let's move Frankie down by 2. Yeah, move Frankie down by 2. Move Lyra down by 2. Move Banny down by 2. Nicola we put here, and they're good. Let's move Nisbet down by 2. And then Ada's fine. Joshua's fine. So where is Hassan? Hassan also needs to be... Okay, so Hassan should be available to ranch during the time where the hatches are out. That's very important, right? There's a short window that we have to do all the ranching for these hatches. And if we don't get it done then we have issues. Slimelung is not that bad. Oh, also kind of neat. The Slimelung germs in here will prevent any food poisoning. That's actually kind of a good thing for us. So we could end up using this polluted water for some other things. We're probably not going to, but we could. Priority 6, this is also relatively important, I guess. Yeah, not super coolant ethanol, as was said. Basically, the way the system works is we boil off the ethanol, and let me pause while we still have some ethanol gas. This ethanol gas has a specific heat capacity of 2.148, but the liquid ethanol has a specific heat capacity of 2.46. And so basically using the difference in those two specific heat capacities combined with the little buffer that the game gives to when things change state, right, change phase, we can generate cooling out of this, right? Some of the cooling, like this thermal aqua tuner, in theory, dumps almost 600,000 DTUs into this room, right? A lot of that cooling, of course, needs to be used to recondense the ethanol, right? So we're only getting like one fifth of the thermal aqua tuner's cooling is actually making its way out, but that's sort of the system. We want a little bit, like, every time this thing becomes uncovered, like this top layer becomes uncovered, it creates issues. Also, just a second here. Huh. So apparently, Slimelung is perfectly happy growing on ethanol. And this is a lot. This is a lot of germs, you guys. I don't think I've ever seen this before. We have about 700 million germs on this Slimelung. Like, to put that into context, if I click on, like, this water down here, this is 100,000. This air over here is, like, 5,000-ish. Really? This is 1 billion Slimelung germs. Something weird is going on here. 1 billion Slimelung germs. What? I mean, it doesn't matter because this ethanol's never going to... But that is... Huh. That's actually interesting for, like, debug testing purposes, because it's sometimes really tricky to purposely infect a duplicant. There's something about this system that goes crazy with Slimelung germs, and probably other germs, come to think of it, which set up a zombie spore bomb. Okay, wait. This ethanol gas also has a ton of Slimelung germs. That's interesting. Yeah, 1.6 billion. Oh, man. I'm actually kind of worried that the game will crash at some point. Like, there's got to be some number... Like, if there's some process going on there that could potentially crash our game. I don't know if the game is meant to handle 1 trillion slime lung germs. That might have consequences. Also, while we're at it, let's give an order to sweep up any and all this polluted polluted dirt. Where else do I have any sort of polluted dirt? I'm kind of doing this in a painstaking way because if I just said like sweep in general, then I'd pick up a lot of the other debris here. I could have just swept here, but the rest of this I kind of... So our rot turned into... Right, it was basically the male lice in the end wasn't getting happy. Growth halted body temperature. How much is his body temperature? Up to here, and then it starts growing again. That's fine. And up here, growth halted pressure. Yeah. Algae, 30 kilograms. So, okay, let's go ahead and say... Let's deconstruct this as well, because these are... Well, these are not quite built at this point. Priority 8, this power line. 91%. Right, because we have this set to 90%, so this will always kick in. 91%. Priority 8. Priority 8. We're going to build out this. Let's deconstruct this other coal generator, and then let's go refinement, algae distiller, and set this up right here. We basically have all the plumbing set up for this already, and we'll say priority 7 on this. That way we can turn more of this slime into algae. I want to process all the slime into algae. Like I'd rather build up a stockpile of algae if I can, and get rid of the slime. Because the sooner we get rid of all this slime, the sooner we can just let all the slime lung germs in our base die off. Except for, of course, the death pocket, which I don't know quite what's going on there, but there's some bug. There's some. What's it at now? Is it growing? Oh no, it went down. It went down. So it's cycling. Okay, we're not going to break our game. See, it's falling right now. There's basically some process where, like, because this is uncovering itself, right? The top half of this thermal aqua tuner is boiling off is becoming uncovered because it's boiling off the ethanol here. It's kind of merging the ethanol that's up here down into here, and it's adding all the germs to it, I guess. But it's also adding germs into the air. I don't know. Maybe it's just that it's boiling, and then when this stuff condenses, the droplets fall down here. There's definitely more ethanol, or there's more slime lung down here than there is. There's some process going on, but it's not a runaway process. The 75% per cycle kill rate because of overpopulation is going to keep it in check. All right, we're making decent progress over here. What's the oxygen level at? Kind of rough. Not ideal. We'll also want to start working on ladder for this, because we want to smooth all this out eventually. But let's go ahead and say ladder. I have sandstone over here, right? Yeah, we have plenty of sandstone. Let's say base ladder, sandstone. Boom, boom, boom. I guess we don't need all of this. Do something like this. We can even just do like this. Yeah, let's just do it like that. Set up some scaffolding, and then we can have basically a pipe go straight across here. We can have a power system go straight across here. We're going to get rid of these abyssite tiles here, basically. And what else do we have here? A bunch of polluted oxygen, which should actually help us a lot in terms of getting this area oxygenated to work in. Right, so we could... What's this temperature? We could actually dig down to here, let this pool flow out to here, set up our pump here, and then kind of also dig out like right here across and get this polluted oxygen to come up. Maybe that's worth it. We're probably not going to be doing a whole lot of labor in this area though. We're just looking to get our initial plastic operation. Because once we have the initial plastic operation, I don't know. We want a little bit more, I guess, because we have this leaky oil fissure. We can set up a system with that once we have access to steel. So let's also go to refinement, algae distiller, set up another one right here. Make this priority 7. get more slime distillation going. And this should have a priority of 7. Looking good. Food supplies, looking good. And the other big thing we want to work on is ranching today. Ranching and rudimentary plastics. We might not get all the way to having our our steel refinery set up all up and running. We're basically going to do one of those self-powering steel refineries where we're using the heat generation from the steel refinement to run a steam turbine. And we'll probably set someone who's really good at operating to operate that whole shebang. I guess we'll also... To set that up, we'll also need more crude oil. We could dig all the way down to here, I suppose. Set up the pump. I mean, where the temperatures get really bad. We want to reach this Slickster anyways, right? We'll just go all the way down. We're going to go all the way down. I think that's the plan. Ladder, sandstone, boom, 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 boom. We're going to go, I think, all the way down to fetch the Slickster. Because we want to also start setting up big old Slickster ranches down here, which is the perfect place because I know like we want to keep CO2 in the area, so this is the bottom of our base is good. That we've also, because we set up our industry at the bottom of our base, we'll be able to have like this area be hot, but we'll be fine with that because this will be the industrial area. I've thought ahead. Yeah. Priority 6-ish. Let's say 7 on the scaffolding. Because there might be other stuff, like scouting this out a little bit more might be good. But let's dig out all the way down to this layer right here. We can fetch the Slickster. The temperatures are all still fine. Like, as long as we don't go out to this area. We can get to here. We're probably going to suffer a heat stroke going through this liquid. It's not a big deal. I mean, I don't know. For our builders, it's kind of a big deal. -5 to their construction, but... Yeah, this area is kind of hot. Okay. We want to go all the way down. Let all the oil pool down here. Then we will set up our pump. Probably right... We'll probably angle this a little bit. We'll just leave this abyss light here. And we'll set up like the pump right here. And that pipe going up. I think that's the plan. Hassan's working hard. Doesn't quite get to everybody. But because he has... What is his bonus? Because Hassan has Husbandry 9, he gets plus 90% groom effect duration. So if he just does 2 days, like if he goes through half of them in one day, then he's basically keeping all of them happy. So it makes a big difference having the ranching skill. Like I said, I've said it in the past, it scales up a lot better. We're okay on oxygen. Let's priority 7 this first. Right? Try and get some more oxygen to flow down to here. That'll also help with that whole building process and be a little bit more efficient with our time. So where's our CO2 layer at? Our CO2 layer has fallen. Interesting, because we've been producing a lot more oxygen. So we've raised the pressure in all these areas. Okay, well, that's fine. We still don't have to... Like, until the CO2 layer gets to about here, I don't really care. It's actually fallen, because even though we've turned off our carbon skimmers, we added the extra oxygen production. Yeah, that's fine. Pressure's up. That's what matters, right? All the farms are online as a result. We kind of want to get CO2 to these oxyferns. It's not a huge deal. Like, it's just inefficient to have this. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's deconstruct this liquid pipe. Or just deconstruct this one. Yeah, deconstruct this liquid pipe. We'll mop things up once we're done. But, I just want to stop irrigating these oxyferns. It's just kind of a wasteful use of our water, given that they're not really submerged very much. Right, like the rate at which they're producing oxygen is really low, so we're not getting a good trade here. And then mop up all this stuff. Mop, 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 mop. We'll turn them back on later. Maybe once we need some more oxygen, but we're kind of good on oxygen now. That sounds really weird that we're turning off oxyferns, but I also just don't want to spend the time to move them to somewhere where they're going to be submerged in CO2. That also seems like a lot of work. Yeah, you'd think also that ethanol would. I mean, I would almost think that ethanol should be a disinfectant, just like chlorine is. But as long as this isn't increasing beyond a billion, yeah, it's just cycling. It's still just cycling. I'm good with that. A lot more coal that we're hauling out here. Good for me. How old is this Slickster? Pretty young. So we could tame him pretty early on here. Maybe we want to get up a Slickster ranch before we... I have all this water here that I kind of want to do something with before I do that. Yeah, we just set up Slickster ranches. Standard kind of vertical arrangement is the plan. Oh, and let's also, since we have the seeds, say priority 7 on building this. Get more farms up and going. Because we've planted all the seeds, right? Yeah, I think we're good. Let's get some more seeds. Also, where are we at on research? We still have not finished our research. Why exactly is that? I have a pitcher pump. We have water available. That's not an issue, right? I guess because we have just a manual generator. We have these two drains on the power supply, and this is a pretty small battery. Let's change this to battery recharge threshold 80%. Something like that. Maybe that's the reason why the research hasn't been going that fast. Oh, also, I don't have anybody else but my expert researcher on this, right? Yeah, skill 15 means we just blaze through it. I mean, in theory, there's no other... Did I have you assigned to something else? No? Yeah, get my research done. Let's start some incubators. I don't know where I want to put them yet, but... Oh, and priority 7, this. Get my algae. We also need to dig out more slime. We also just want to dig out this, actually. Yeah, just priority 7, all of this, and this. And we'll also say dig out this. Priority 7. I mean, just digging out straight algae also is a good idea. We also have a lot of this that we want to dig out. This is all kind of taken... This is all on the back burner right now. These bits of algae might as well get dug out. Yeah, I think we're basically just going to expand out our line right here. Where do I want to set up? Let me just think for a second here. I want like a really wide 37. I kind of want to do like a 40 wide spot. Maybe that's too much. We do like 33. And then we could divide it 16-16. I'm thinking about how I want to expand at the base. And where I want to set up the next stairwell. I don't think I want to... Whoops. New dupe. What do we got? Huh. I think small bladder is ultimately a positive trait because you get them going to the bathroom and generating more water. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not that positive because they have to go to the bathroom more often, which means you're losing a little bit of time on them. And none of these guys have anything really, like, Noodle Arms is pretty bad. Interior Decorators, still just not a positive thing. Decor Morale bonus -5. Creativity is useless. Building, cooking, supplying. I mean, supplying is kind of useful. Building, cooking, suit wearing. And building is also kind of useful. Athletics. The other option is Stinky. These are all pretty bad. These are all pretty bad. We don't want Turner. Noodle Arms seems like a bad idea. So it's between Gossman and Stinky. Gossman or Stinky? How much do I think small bladder is actually a positive trait? Tidying +3 strength. We have allergies is irrelevant to us. We're basically never going to have any sort of problem with that. Do we take Gossman? I think it might be Gossman. I don't know. Night Owl's also decent. I think we take Gossman. The interest in supplying means we can just give her improved carrying right away. Interior Decorator also probably isn't a negative, really, in the way that our base is right now. Like, the Decor Malice is going to be -1 for everybody. No one's going to have any sort of Decor bonus. All right, Gossman, you make the cut. I'm not impressed with you, but we'll give you a go. Schedule-wise, where are we putting old Gosserino here? Put her right next to Nicola for now. We do need to spread people out a little bit more. A little bit more. Kind of doing fine on that front, though. Eventually, we're going to need to expand out this lavatory system. Oh, and mop. Let's just go ahead and get this mopped up. I mean, I could just uproot all these oxyferns, that way we're not delivering dirt to there either. It's a little bit less concerning. Let's just say priority 3 all of this. That's an easy way to get them to stop doing that stuff. I also don't care about disinfecting these, but they seem to insist upon it. Okay. Go and... oh, you also need to dig out this. Priority 7 here. Did I... yeah, okay. So once we crack into here, we should get a little bit more oxygen for doing the construction work over here. I don't know how relevant that is, because we can just break into here as well. But we want to ultimately have ladder going down. Do I still have sandstone in decent supply over here? Not really. We don't really have anything in decent supply. Sandstone will still work, though. Base, ladder, sandstone. We want to go down pretty much all the way here. And we'll just sort of leave it at this layer of abyssite that we have here. And we want to dig out this. And we kind of want to dig out this as well. Right? And then we'll just set up the pump right here. So we want to say, I guess, ladder for now, right here. Just so we can scaffold our way across and let all of this crude oil fall down. We also, I mean, we'll want to enclose this as a room so that we can grab this slickster really easily. Because the slickster isn't going to lay an egg anytime soon. I think we kind of want to enclose this as a room, and then we can set up a critter drop-off, and then auto-wrangle the slickster out of here. Set them up that way. I don't know how we'll do that. How many tiles is this room? For this area right here? 22 plus what, 8, 30 plus 12. I guess we're actually just gonna. Okay, I mean we have enough. We can. This will qualify. Base, ladder, sandstone, boom. Yes, this is ultimately what we want to do. And then we'll say plumbing, liquid pump, copper, because copper's nearby, and we'll just set up like this right here. That's the plan. Get some oil pumped out to, say, here. Doesn't really matter. Somewhere. What's temperature like over here? Okay, so we've gotten these generators down to about 40 degrees. We've slowly decreased things over time. Not by a lot, but we're getting there. And more mealwood, please. Let's start planting it up. Get another couple dupes worth of mealwood up and running. Where do we want to set up incubators? I really want to start expanding out our ranches. I think by cycle maybe 100 we could get there, right? 37 this. Like maybe by cycle 100 we can have things all converted to ranching, and then that'll free up a lot of space for all this mealwood to go. Is someone actually starving? What are you doing? You have slime lung? That's worrisome. Okay, you're not actually starving though. Right. I don't know. We haven't been able to keep this place really well oxygenated just because we had this leftover CO2 over here that has taken a long time to kind of fall down. Because we have a bunch of oxygen generation right here, we don't really have any way to get rid of that CO2, I guess. I mean, I think that's the main reason why this room is still not oxygenated. Because we've added these mesh tiles as well to improve the airflow. Are these at max gas pressure? Yeah, I guess they are. That's fine. This is a priority 8 thing. We definitely want to copy settings. More mealwood, please. Let's watch her. I just want to make sure there's no, like, loop that she's getting stuck in. Oh, she's right there. Never mind. She's fine. I was thinking maybe someone at the back, if they have slime lung, they get into a bad situation where they starve themselves. Ellie also has slime lung. Yeah, I don't know. The lack of oxygen in this area is a little bit concerning. But I'm not really sure what else to change. We could... I mean, we have this duct still here. We could just set up a gas pump gas up to here. Do things that way. I don't really care. I think as long as we're not having duplicates starve themselves because of weird suffocation issues, we're fine. Alright, let's plant the last of this mealwood up here. What do I have in terms of seeds? We are out of seeds. Okay. Well, once more seeds drop, we'll get the rest of that mealwood planted. And... it's hard to pass up a Stinky, isn't it? Stinkies, Meeps, the classic dupes. Reading the logs for Stinky, because Stinky is the janitor of Gravitas, right? And he still gets cloned like everybody else. Like everyone else here is basically scientists and stuff. Mima is actually named... I don't know if Mima's her first name, but her last name is like Sklodowski. And she and like Otto are friends. And Ellie and Joshua are friends. Either way, Stinky actually stumbles into the duplicate, or into the cloning chambers, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm not I'm not important enough to be one of these people who can discover these things. They'll disappear me or something. I don't want to lose my job. He just leaves it be. I also don't know what the story is behind... Oh, let's also go ahead and give an order to dig out any of this stuff here. We'll say priority 7 on these as well, just so we can have sort of streamlined movement. Because I think this will be a little bit faster, the scaffolding. But yeah, I like Stinky. I lost my train of thought. Gas pressure, body temperature. This area still... I guess because we have all this debris here, it's evening out the temperature in a way we don't want. I mean, we can always just set up a cooling system here. I think we'll be fine. I'm actually... I want to set up more trees is also something I want to get working on. Because we're going to get these online. Yeah, let's get this online. Let's hold off on the other stuff for a second. Let's get more trees online, I think. And for now, I think we're just going to run it off of this polluted water line, as opposed to the other options that we have. This gets a little bit hot. This water's kind of hot. Yeah, I think we want to uproot some of our wild trees and domesticate them. We also want to... I kind of want to stick pips back in here so that they can grab acorns off of this, because now all these wild trees are in the process of growing up. Let's do that as well and see if we can't get ourselves some free acorns before we do anything else. Yeah, let's set up this right here. Priority 8, and then we will move all these pips over down to here and see if we can't get them to nom on some of these arbor tree branches and develop a few more acorns for us. And then we can use those acorns to plant things out, right? These are all priority 6. For now, let's just say 2,000 and copy settings across here. Right? This polluted dirt is infected with slime lung. That's fine. I can live with that. Oh, and we need to dig out more slime as well to keep our oxygen going. Let's go ahead and give some orders to dig out more slime. Dig out over here. Here. Dig out across here. Here. Yeah, let's just try and get ourselves a little bit more slime to work with in all these areas. Something like this. Let's give an order to dig out here as well. Priority 7, all this. Also, what are we doing over here? Yeah, I want to dig out... I want to do this as well. Priority 8 that. This is also having pressure issues. I want to keep our oxygen going as long as possible, because once we switch over to polluted dirt as our oxygen source, we're going to have a lot less oxygen to work with. Let's keep the good times going, is the plan. So we've cleared out a decent amount of this area here, right, all across here. I still want to do more. I want to start setting up our ranches soon. Where are we on research? 20 out of 30. I don't know. Priority 6 this? No, I don't really want to... Well, I don't know. Where's our researcher? How are we not getting the research done? Catalina, are you our researcher? And you are constantly... No, Ellie is our researcher. Where is Ellie? Why are we not getting our research done? It's been at this for a while. Very high research supply. Okay. Okay, she is doing research, I guess. Catalina, where is Ellie? Just a second. She's sleeping. Why are you sleeping? Guess your stamina fell down far enough? I don't know. You're not narcoleptic, are you? No. Okay, I don't know. But I want to start thinking about where we want to set up incubators. Because I want to start incubating some hatches. Like we have enough power, I think. We've built up a... Oh, we have not built up a lot of ethanol in reserves. Because we just don't have the lumber. There's lumber not being delivered. Because this is priority 7 work, and I've set up a bunch of priority 8 work, maybe. I want my lumber, though. I want lumber, I want ranching. How many does Hassan get through? 1, 2, and then 3. Looks like he gets through 3, which is fine. That should be sufficient. Because he keeps them groomed for roughly 2 cycles. So if he gets through half of them each time, then that's fine. But we kind of want to expand. The window is short enough that even with Hassan doing the grooming, we're only really keeping them sort of at where they're at right now. We have a few too many hatches to expand upon this much further. Alright, so we've gathered a bunch of algae. We're going to go and deliver that. Right, we have about 2 tons here. Let's go ahead and dig out this. Priority 8 on that. And... something happened to my chat. 1 second. Stream's still going, right? Yeah, I definitely think this is an easier map than last time. Like, I talked a little bit about it at the beginning, but, like, it's a few factors. It's one, we started off with way more water, right? We probably started off with, like, 90 tons of water, whereas in the last one we started off with 15 tons. And I think, I don't know if there's a way to even get a map that has that again, right? Because part of the issue is that they changed how map generation works. So even if I just took the seed that I had last time, we wouldn't get the same map. And I think part of that is, I mean, I think that's why it's so hard for me to find a map that has, like, because I kind of just played around a little bit and tried to see if I could get another map that had a really small amount of water like that, and I couldn't. So I think it was kind of a fluke that we ended up getting that low amount of water. But it had a lot less water, which is really important, right? And then it had a lot hotter temperature in the surrounding area, so that we couldn't go out and explore because of scalding. I think the other big thing is the slime molds are, like, really useful, but even if the slime molds weren't here, just the ability to go out and explore around the map and grab more resources is really beneficial, right? We go around and we just grab some more coal. We need some more power, let's just go somewhere and grab some coal, right? And that ability to explore has made things a lot easier. In some ways it's harder, right? Because we started off with a lot less oxalite, and we started off with... Do I want plastics manufacturing now? I mean, it's not useful until I get steam turbines. What else would I research, though? Like, the vents and geysers next to our base are less immediately useful. So that's kind of one factor that makes things harder. We had far less oxalite this go-around. Like, we had extremely little oxalite. But that's not that big of an issue when you already have a bunch of water. Let's work on the polymer press. let's do this first, and we can start working towards steam turbine after we set up our plastics operation. We also had fewer trees this time, but we've also kind of corrected the mistake that we made last time of not having our pips plant new arbor acorns. Okay, speaking of which, this is up. Let's go ahead and say priority 8, critters, pips. Let's also, I guess, say pipsqueaks, just in case I forget about this later on. And this can be priority 8, and we're going to say auto wrangle surplus max 0 critters. That should move these pips down to here, and then they should eat some of these trees. I think they only eat grown branches, so it might be a while before we can get another... Right, it might be a while before we can get another acorn, but let's see if we can generate some more acorns this way. And then we'll start planting those acorns. We'll plant like 3 right here, and then I have to worry about the temperature in this whole area right here because it's at 40 degrees, which is not great. But yeah, just the surrounding temperature issue is a big deal, I feel. Priority 8, this as well. Get the last of our insulation up and going. So, I don't know, I feel like this is just a lot easier of a map. Even if it was a little bit harder in some ways, in the important ways, it was easier. Because I'm doing all the research we want, right? Like, I don't even have to worry about where our research is at. Whereas before, we actually had to, you know, ration water on research because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do all of our research. That's just like night and day, that difference, I feel. Yes, we do have Drekos. We have a Dreko over here, and that's it. Oh, no, one right here. So yeah, we can get to Atmos suits pretty quickly, I think. Not that I have a huge use for them right now. Like in the last one, they were something that we really wanted to get done really quickly because of all the work that we had to do in terms of exploring, right? Because I mean, again, like last time when we explored, we had to build a tunnel of insulated tile and dirt temp shift plates to get anywhere, and even then we suffered a bunch of scalds. Growth halted, pressure. I have plenty of algae now, right? So this is all going. Maybe the pressure's still just going to be low up here because we don't have great diffusion. Also have just these blocks of CO2 kind of in the way. We have a layer of polluted oxygen as well, which is not what I want to see. Huh. Okay. Thicker layer of polluted oxygen. We have some polluted oxygen. We can always clean that up, I guess. We have a decent amount of clay here. I think this should catch basically everything. In any case, let me unpause. Actually, we just should be like not pausing very much at all, because I don't think we're in any serious danger, especially with the oxygen levels that we have. I think I am ready to turn these back on, though. Right, turn all these systems back on. We have not quite been getting enough coal to these coal generators. Yeah, but let's start getting these carbon skimmers operating again. We're fetching algae. Let's also start thinking about setting up our... Start setting up a little plastics operation here. This area is pretty cool, right? Because this was a... Okay, so this is just a big... This is like a big boulder up here. I can live with that. It's a big old hot boulder. This is all just more coal and iron. That's perfect. Phosphorite I don't care about, but coal and iron is going to be great. Yeah, let's set up a little operation right here. We'll say refinement, oil refinery, Do we allow this vacuum? Do we open up this vacuum is the question. Oxygen levels are pretty bad here anyways. Maybe this vacuum actually helps us a little bit, breaking into here, because it'll vacuum out some of the CO2. I don't know if that really does much of anything for us, but we just kind of want to draw some of this oxygen down from here. I think mainly to do that, we just want to dig out this. Priority 7. Something like that. We'll use coal for our power over here, since that's just way too easy. Yeah, I think we're fine popping open this vacuum. I don't think we have an oxygen setup here anyways. Is there any easy algae to grab? I don't really want to... We could set up a little bit of oxygen production over here as well. Let's say... To pop this open or not to pop this open is the question. Let's... Let's not break into here. I think we might set up a little bit of... We might end up setting a little bit of oxygen generation up, and then having this higher area here doesn't seem like a good idea. I guess the other alternative is we just move this all up. I don't really want to do that. Okay, so oil refinery right here. And then we want to say... We're going to finish up our plastics. We could do 3... Maybe we move this down even lower. And set up like a pipe going through here. How do I want to set up my plastics? We could set them up right here where we have this water. How do we want to do this? Let's just dig through this whole layer right here, I think. And then we will... Because I don't think this water will flood things. I think. Yeah, let's dig out this layer right here. Let's just do this. I'm overthinking things. And then we'll say refinement, oil refinery. We'll set up an oil refinery right here. Then we will say we're basically going to have polymer press. Polymer press? We set up a whole line of polymer presses actually and just chug through a bunch of it really quickly. Because we could have 6 of them ultimately. I don't really want to set up the power for all that though. How much does this take to run? Refinement, oil refinery, this is 480 watts, and then maybe we set up only one polymer press, actually. Because then that gives us a little bit of extra power to work with for... Because polymer presses are going to be 240 watts apiece. If we set up one polymer press, and then we could do a little bit of oxygen generation... I don't know. Let's set up 2 polymer presses, and we'll say 2 polymer presses, and then we'll need 2 coal generators hooked up there. I think is the plan. Okay. Yeah, dig out this so that we don't break into this vacuum area. Set up an oil refinery right here, which means we're going to want to say plumbing, liquid pipe, igneous rock. Let me check this again. Oil refinery. Okay, the input is right here. Plumbing, liquid pipe, igneous rock. Actually, does it matter? You could make this out of sandstone. That'd be more... Sandstone would be a little bit easier to pull down here. Yeah, we have a good amount of sandstone right here. Okay, change my mind. Plumbing, liquid pipe, sandstone. Set up a line going right down here. like so. And then I do have this pump down here as well that I need to think about. I don't want to set up a whole line of... Like, I don't want to use all my lead on just setting up a conductive wire setup. So let's just say wire... Yeah, I think the easier answer is that we actually just... We run the oil refinery, we get the petroleum that we want, and then we turn it off, turn the pump off, and instead just have a stockpile of... Yeah, we'll just have a stockpile of petroleum that'll then go into our system. Yeah, just like this. Yeah. And so the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to say base. Yeah, so refinement, we're going to have our oil refinery right here. And then we're going to say base, liquid reservoir right here. You can also make this out of copper. Yeah, I like this idea. And then we will say plumbing, liquid pipe, we'll stick with sandstone. Just like this. That's the plan for this area. I don't think we're going to set up any oxygen generation. We're just going to run this, we're going to fill this up with petroleum. I also kind of like this because then we can we'll build up a large supply of petroleum and we'll use the excess petroleum in our refinement loop, our steel refinement loop. I think we'll just straight up use petroleum because that's going to be better than crude oil because it has a larger margin, or larger. It has a higher boiling point, effectively. Because if you transition crude oil to petroleum in a pipe, it will break the pipe the same way as if you did a phase change, right, from like a liquid to a gas. So, we'll build up an excess supply of petroleum, and we'll run the excess petroleum to a steel operation, which we'll probably like put right over here. I mean, maybe we just put it right over here. Something like that, I think, is the plan. Oxygen-wise, things are looking good. We have a big backlog of algae. We've got a lot of coal. And I guess we're just going to start working on our... Yeah, we're going to start working on our hatch ranching, I think is the plan. Get all these ranches up and going. This can be deconstructed. This can be deconstructed. Let's priority 6 these as well. I think the big question now is where we want to set up our... Where do we want to set up our incubators? Where is convenient? We need refined metal for that, but we will have lead soon. Right? This will produce heat. So I kind of want to put it down near our industrial area, if possible. I kind of want to put it down in the industrial area anyways, because we plan on having our slickster ranches all in this area as well. And the slicksters, I'm really going to want to use my... Is this halted due to body temperature? Really? But you're... So this... The water is a little bit too hot for these. Right, because the water is currently... Yeah, like 48 degrees. That's not great. We could extend out our cooling up through here. We could also just feed our cooled water into here. Right, we could have this connect onto here, and then we could siphon off from here. That will drain us over time, though, because we can only... Well, no, that should be... No, we'll drain the system over time, given that we're... So I'm thinking of connecting this line, basically moving this bridge down by 1 so that it bridges onto this cooling line, and then we take our relatively cooler polluted water and send it up to here to keep these cool, right? So we move this one up one, this one down one, break this line, and go like that. It will drain everything out of this liquid reservoir, though, because this liquid reservoir is currently topping up everything that goes into here, and so that means that we'll have full packets coming into here, so nothing will be added here until this thing drains down completely, at which point we won't be sending full packets in through our thermal aqua tuner, because we'll be draining them here, and we won't have a chance to add into the system until... Right, so I can't really do that easily. Not that it matters in a huge way, because our coolant is still fairly hot, right? Just because this cooling system, while it's, you know, it's OP, but it's small, effectively, right? Each of these is 20 kilodTUs. This whole system is maybe 80 kilodTUs of cooling. Each of these is, you know, if they're all running 20 kilodTUs each, and then each of these is 4.5 kilodTUs each, right? So we need another one of these to cover the system. I think we're going to try and rush steel and cooling before, instead of making a second one of these, which is kind of what we have planned right now. Yeah, this system is just going to be... We're going to get rid of this, I think. I have all this at priority 4. Let's make sure we don't do anything with it. Priority 3. But I definitely don't want these hauled to due to body temperature. That doesn't seem good for us. We could just dump some water down here and cool things off. Right? It's not a terrible idea. Because we do have a large supply of water that can just absorb some heat for us. How do I want to cool down these trees? I mean, other options, we just, instead of dumping the water there, we just run like a pipe across here. It still isn't going to provide great conduction. But right, we could, I mean, we should deconstruct this anyways. But we could take this line that we have right here, just keep on extending it down and cool down this area. Basically provide a loop back into this right here and just keep looping that water. Kind of like that idea. We have all the plumbing set up to do that as is. The issue is that we want to maybe get some refined metal to set up this. Although we only have 45 kilograms of it. And it's 25 kilogram per... No, it's 50 kilograms per tile of radiant liquid pipe. Really? That got changed. It used to be less. It used to be 25. I guess they actually... Yeah, they doubled all the stuff, didn't they? No? Maybe I'm just wrong. Yeah, let's just set up a circulation system here to cool this down. See if that works. I guess to do that, though, I kind of want to break into some of this lead over here and just use lead as our refined metal for that, because we're not going to have great heat transfer with just like this carbon dioxide, especially since this is only going to be 33 degrees. It's not a crazy amount of cool that we have to work with. And I bet if I were to wet this surface to improve conduction, we'd stop the growth of these branches, which also wouldn't be that great for us. Okay, so let's dig out some lead. We need to dig out some lead anyways to do a lot of other stuff, but let's accelerate that process. I don't think temp shift plate's going to help too much here. I mean, the other option is yeah, because these are all set. I mean, this is insulated pipe. The issue is that this hydroponic farm is going to have water sitting in it Only 5 kilograms, but it's raising things over time. What is a good cooling system for these trees? Let's try the lead, and we'll see if that works. Just lead with a recirculation system for this, because we don't need to provide that much cooling at the end of the day. I don't know, this air is already... I mean, this air is already cooler. Like, this air is already at, like, 36 degrees. At most, we lower it down to 33 degrees. Is that enough? What is this temperature at? 40 degrees Celsius on the dot. Okay. We don't need to lower things that much. Wait, why are you... Oh, trunk health. Yeah, the trunk is above 40 degrees. Okay. Let's give this a shot. So, where do I want to dig out my lead? We can dig out lead as we go through here. We could also just detour right here, right now. I want diamond, I want fossil. Like, a lot of these things are going to be good for us anyways. Let's just say we do this. And let's say priority 7, all of this. And this should be more than enough lead to... Yeah, this is 2,000 kilograms of pop. We'll drop 1,000 kilograms from each of these. We don't even need to really go this far. But we'll get diamond, we'll get lead, we'll get fossil, which will help us with steel later on. We'll need some source of lime. We'll see if these pips don't make some more acorns for us. Hopefully they do. The next step, of course, is that we put the pips over here. And we let them munch on these trees. Also, what is the priority for these? These are all priority 7. So this is all priority 7. Why do we have people working on priority 6 stuff then? Like, supplying lumber to these ethanol distillers should be a higher priority, right? These are all priority 7. I guess because we have Nisbet as a dedicated construction person, and we have some dedicated diggers that are working on this. That makes sense. With all the farming we have to do, we don't have a lot of spare labor to go around. I do want stuff delivered here, though. Let's go to skills again. And let's give improved carrying to pretty much everybody who doesn't have it. I guess, well, we don't really care about Bubbles having it. If they have improved farming, we don't really care, because they're going to be farming most of the time anyways. But Lyra, you should have improved carrying. Banny does, Nisbet does, Frankie does. Who does not have improved carrying? Meep. Yeah, give you improved carrying. Marie, Harold... Joshua, let's give you improved carrying. Gossman, yeah, we definitely should give you improved carrying. Should have given you improved carrying a while ago. Give them that extra carrying capacity, because a lot of the work that we're doing is hauling coal, hauling other stuff, right? Now I want them to start hauling lead. There's a lot of things we want them to haul. I think it's important we get that. So, let's plan out some of this loop here. Granite seems good to me. We are going to... Let's run this like this, and then we'll have granite down to here, and then we'll say lead across here, and then we'll loop back like so, and then we can just do igneous rock for the rest of this. Loop back around to here. Right, so this will be radiant lead liquid pipe, I think is the plan. Another option is that if we plan on extending this out, we actually don't do this, and instead we just say plumbing, liquid bridge, granite's fine. boom, boom, like so. And then that makes it a lot easier to expand the system out because we can just get rid of this bridge without having a plumber do anything. And we can also build the expansion before we do any transitions. I think that's fine. Food shortage, huh? Do I need to expand up my farms even more? We've been generating a lot of heat in this area because of all the research that we've been doing. Yeah, maybe we rush steel. I don't know. I want to get my ranching up and going. Ranching also solves the problem, because we can just let this entire base turn to 40 degrees. Steel provides cooling that we don't quite need. If we get enough ranches set up, then we'll be fine as well. What do we do in the meantime? I guess in the meantime we set up another layer of farms right around here. Food, farm tile, dirt. More mealwood, please. And also more mealwood up here as well. Sounds good to me. Dig out this. Dig out this. Priority 7 all this. Plant more mealwood. Get me some food surplus going here. These are all priority 6. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this tree cooling system isn't strictly necessary, but it's going to be more necessary as we expand out our trees. We have 1 arbor acorn. Alright, so we have generated another arbor acorn. That is great to see. And new dupe time. What do we got? Ooh. 2 ranchers. One of them's flatulent, so we're not going to consider them. But maybe we go with May here. I mean, Rowan's garbage. Rowan's hot garbage. Yeah. I don't want flatulent. That's just bad. The upside is ranching anyways. And these are not special traits, but this is fine. May, welcome aboard. And we're immediately going to move her to... We're going to start moving her towards ranching. So we'll give her improved farming, because we want the next point to be in critter ranching. And I guess for now we will put her as one of the farmers. But really we're going to put her under ranching as soon as possible. Like as soon as she has the ability, we're going to have her ranch. What do we have Gossman doing? Like, I kind of also want to have a couple dedicated suppliers, right? People hauling stuff around. To go and fetch lumber and put it places. So we have Farmer Rancher Bubbles. Let's put this down here for now, because I kind of want Hassan doing all the ranching for now. But we'll bump her back up soon. Okay, so Ruby is dedicated digger, Banny's dedicated digger, Ellie's our dedicated researcher, Bubbles is ranching, Lyra is a farmer, Nisbet is an architect, farmer. So we have to consider what Ashcan does. Is he our best operator, actually? Is he the guy who's going to become our operator for our steel? At the moment, he is. Okay, let's start working him towards better machine skills. I want to get his operating up, so we're going to have this guy run on hamster wheels, mainly, is the plan. Yeah, we're going to have Ashcan run on hamster wheels, and as a consequence, get him up to... Wait, does he have an interest in operating? He does. Okay. That's good too, because we could always bump up his operating if we really need to. But he's going to be the guy who runs our steel refinery. Let's plan that out ahead of time. And right now have him start working on upping his operating skill. we might, this doesn't matter a huge amount. He's probably only going to get like maybe 1 extra point in it, but each point is decent, right? Because what is the, let me check on this again. Vitals, Ashcan, skills, machinery. Yeah, so every extra point we put into here basically reduces the power cost of our refinery by 10%. Given that's a building that takes 1,200 watts, right? Every single point we get into... Yeah, every single point that we get into here is going to... I guess it's only cutting it by like 5. I mean, it's kind of inverted, right? Because it's machine operation speed. So if he gets plus 100% machine operation speed, he's only operating it twice as fast. But that's still 600 watts that we're getting if we got him up to level 10. Okay, so 60 watts per point is basically what we're getting. That's not insignificant. And we might get an extra couple points by dedicating him to that. Anyways, priorities. Okay, so Ashcan is operator. Catalina is, right now, a cook. But we're not really going to be doing much cooking in the meantime. What else are you good at? Just cuisine, right? I mean, later on, she'll be useful as a cook. But we don't have any cooking duties for her right now. We could set up an electric grill soon and get her put on barbecuing once we have our meat up and going. But what are we doing with her right now? Strength 3, Athletics 3. Is this a supplier? We'll keep that in mind. Abe has Strength 11. His Athletics is 3 as well. So Abe seems like definitely a good supplier, tidier, storage, all this stuff. I mean, life support also kind of is that. Usually in these cases, you don't care about their strength, though. You just care about their athletics, because they're not carrying enough for that to matter. I don't think we'll put them on any of that. Yeah, okay, so Abe is dedicated supplier, if possible. Meep is also kind of good at this. His athletics is kind of bad, though. Meep is actually probably a little bit worse than Catalina in this regard. Marie is pretty garbo. We put Harold as a farmer. That's kind of a waste. This guy would have been better as not a farmer. Lindsay. I kind of want to set up one more dedicated mule. Ada's dedicated digger. Okay, let's say Catalina. Catalina, for now, we're going to say that we up all this. And we'll up the cooking for eventually when cooking becomes a thing. Oh, and schedule was... Where are we putting May? Let's put May... We're going to put May right here. Start kind of spreading things out a little bit more. We're not going to get a full day's work out of her as a result, but we'll live with it. The various schedules right now only really help with the bathroom usage. They do also, I guess, allow us to ignore loud sleeper as a trait. Okay, so we have our Palmer press. Let's start working towards our steam turbine. How much water is this going to cost us? Pretty good amount, but that's fine. We have water to spare. It helps us ignore loud sleeper as well, because they're not going to be sleeping at the same time as each other, basically, so we can have... Right, I don't really need to concern myself with this in a big way. And also, it allows me to make sure that I have a separate schedule just for the night owls and for our ranchers who need to be awake at night to grab these hatches while they're up and about. Because while they're burrowed right now, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, just a billion slime lung germs down there. That is weird. It shouldn't work like that, so something's up, but I don't particularly care too much one way or the other. We're also ready, I suppose, to loop this back around. Deconstruct this, build this, start just draining this down. I think... I mean, maybe it's better to save this polluted water. We really want to just expand at our tree ranching, our tree farming, our treeing. We want to expand out them trees. Let's give an order to dig out here, and we will say food, hydroponic farm, aluminum ore, boom, 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 space, space, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, something like this. Then base, tile, igneous rock. We'll just wall in right here. Something like this. And then this is... yeah, we can set some pips up down here. We'll let them kind of eat around here for a bit, and then we'll set up a bunch more trees right here, I think. Base tile. Igneous rock is still fine. I don't really want to go and fetch granite, I don't think. Granite's a little bit better as a tile material because it has the decor bonus, but it's not a big deal. We're probably going to end up, like, in the late game, we're going to be tearing up a lot of this stuff anyways. We're not really concerned with decor at the moment. Just because we have, like, every time they visit this area, they're just like, okay, never mind, I hate my life. Or just visiting the Mealwood farms. So basically everything, right? Like, this is all just garbage. So, if the decor is bad, that's fine. I don't think we care about the conductivity of this either. Oh, and then plumbing, liquid bridge. Oh, we already have this here, basically. Liquid pipe. We're just going to run liquid pipe, igneous rock, all the way through here. And we'll say this is all priority 6 work for now. I don't really need to get on it right away, but we're gonna... I want to start slamming down some more trees. What progress do we make over here? Some. This diamond is really hard to cut through. What is this firmness? Diamond. Status. Hardness 250. Yeah. 250. Okay. So same as obsidian. They upped obsidian. Is a big part of that. Obsidian did not used to be that that hard of a material, if I recall. Oh, and yeah, research-wise, we already switched to that. That's fine. These are all offline due to pressure. Maybe we can't farm up here until we've completed some sort of line. Don't quite have the airflow we want. I also built these slightly wrong. Let's deconstruct this. And instead, let's say oxygen diffuser, aluminum ore. Let's build it. Let's move it over by 1, basically. That way I can set up a gas pump. I kind of want to run a gas pump here, just to pump some oxygen up to here. Ventilation, gas pipe, igneous rock. Let's just try and get some oxygen up here, I think. CO2 is not going to make it up here because of the carbon skimmers kind of blocking off a lot of that, I think. I think we're fine. I want to just distribute some pressure up here. Get all these farms online. Ventilation, gas vent, aluminum ore. Set this up right here. Gas pipe. Connect this up. Yeah, let's just priority 8. all of this. I don't want to deal with this low pressure stuff anymore. And also I kind of want to flush out this CO2 from this area if possible. And having a oxygen get pumped up here will hopefully get rid of some of this. This will also help prevent some of these from being at max gas pressure. Yeah, we see it kind of toggling between max gas pressure. Ventilation, gas pump, aluminum ore right here. Where's that hookup power-wise? We could set this lower. I don't really... Does it really matter? Doesn't really matter, does it? Gas pump, aluminum ore. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, ventilation. Gas pump. Aluminum ore. I just put it right back in the same place that I did last time. Ventilation. Gas pump. Third time's a charm. Here we go. Gas pipe. Igneous rock. Fine with me. Priority 8. This. Oh, also we need just a little bit of wire up here, right? Yeah. Hook this up right here. Priority 8 this as well. Let's get some air pressure up to this area. Get all these farms online. This will also, to some extent, combat the... I guess it actually won't do much about the temperature issues, will it? Because this is all, like, kind of hot. How much heat does this produce? 1.5 kilodTUs. Okay. Oh, and let's deconstruct this. Priority 8. I want it all going up here. This will not be enough power, so these will kind of turn off every once in a while, but that should be fine. Yeah, let's get some gas up here. Stop having these gas pressure issues if we can. Okay. How much ethanol do we have? We have 0 kilograms of ethanol. That's not good. We have a ton of lumber, though. Really. We're just not supplying lumber to these things, are we? We are just not supplying lumber to these ethanol distillers. They're all priority 7. I mean, I could up the priority. Didn't I just dedicate... I just dedicated people to this, right? Also... polluted dirt. Sweep this up, please. Sweep up this as well. In fact, sweep, sweep, sweep. Yeah, get all the polluted dirt up to here. That way we can have the oxygen up there as well. And yeah, we really just want more ethanol flowing into the system. We should actually be netting power if we're running all these, but we have a bunch of lumber built up that hasn't been going anywhere. Yeah, let's... Who are the people that I set on hauling? Like Abe. Right? Abe and Catalina. Catalina's right here. What are you doing? Operational supply to ethanol distiller. Power supply to coal. Yeah, coal and ethanol are two of the big things that I want to... Right? Coal and lumber. Coal because it frees up ethanol. And life support supply to deodorizer. Okay, so let's just go ahead and dedicate a couple more people to hauling. I don't know. Who else would we dedicate, though, to it? None of these people are that special. Meep, I guess? Yeah. Meep, you got the job. Let's do Meep for now. Get more hauling there. Yeah, I don't know. it's just not easy to set up that cooling. Like, that's a lot of cooling, I guess, to cool down the polluted water that feeds into the trees. I think this is the more immediate thing. Oh, also, did we finish up our... Yeah, we have lead now. Perfect. Plumbing. Radiant liquid pipe. Lead. Just like so. Priority 7, all of this. Nah, let's leave it at 5. Until these trees go back offline again, because I'm putting all my new trees up here. Let's just leave it like this. We also don't even really have the acorns yet for our trees. Oh, and then also base tile, igneous rock, boom, pneumatic door, aluminum ore, boom, like so. Close off this area. Because we're going to store our pips in here, basically. Actually, come to think of it. Tile, igneous rock, we're going to do this. Give me 1 extra space to work with. That way I can set up the drop-off point, I guess, back here. It's not super efficient, but that'll be fine. One arbor acorn. Maybe they grab some more for us here. I don't know. Let's say priority 4 on the trees in here for now. We'll leave this at priority 8. Maybe they need to have the... I don't know. I want to get more acorns from here if possible. Yeah, power is shut off to these. Oh, that is rough. Because when we're not running lumber through the system, we have a net power drain due to this thermal aqua tuner. And I guess due to the algae distillers as well. So once he's shut off, it's kind of bad for us. This is all at priority 8 though, and we have dedicated suppliers, so they should be running and delivering coal to that. Right. Go and haul coal, please. Maybe it's an oxygen issue. Too much running through CO2. They have to recover their breath somewhere here, and they run into issues. Is there another location of coal we could dig out that would be easier to get to than that over there? I mean, I guess we also have some coal from the hatches. We just need to kick this system going. We need to supply these with lumber. Like, I want all these to be supplied with lumber. That's also a high priority. I have it all the way to priority 8, though. Not sure what else we're going to do on that end. Just need more labor. Let's turn this down, I guess, to priority 6. Have them, I don't know. That doesn't really change much, though. It just means that we take our other dupes and have them spend their time grabbing the meal ice from like over here and whatnot. Doesn't change much about, because they still have to move the meal ice from the farms to their plate. Copy settings. Copy across here. How are we doing oxygen wise? We're moving some oxygen up. Get this area nice and oxygenated. Maybe it's time to dig out some more slime as well. Either that, or actually maybe start exploring up a little bit more. See what else we have around the base. This is all just hot area, but it breaks off right here, which is nice. Yeah, let's have them explore upwards a little bit more. We'll just do ladder, sandstone. Sandstone our way up with scaffolding like this. something like this. We'll need to keep an eye on this because otherwise they'll block themselves, right? But priority 7, all this. Do a little bit more exploration, see if we can't find an easier source of coal to reach. I don't know. Part of the issue though is just they need to be supplying lumber to all this stuff. We have a good amount of lumber. I guess they're getting around to it now. So the ethanol starts flowing into these. That's good. Starvation by Harold. Check vitals for a second. You're fine. You'll find food, Harold. Temperatures here are fine. Yeah, let's explore upwards a little bit more. Let's just start finding out more of what's around the map. Because maybe we also find some useful vents and whatnot. Vents, geysers, other stuff like that that might change how we want to approach things. This is another big pile of hot. Sure. We could explore downwards as well. What are the temperatures down here? I mean, these stay gets kind of hot, but these stay reasonable-ish. Reasonable-ish. Yeah, let's also explore downwards a little bit. Base, ladder, sandstone's fine. Let's continue having this go down and see if we can't find something else as well. Priority 7, this whole line. One thing I am going to change is I want to deconstruct this. Do I want to deconstruct there? I could deconstruct higher. Let's deconstruct here. Deconstruct here. Dig out this. Priority 8. And then I want to sort of have a way to go around. What do I have here? Granite. Sure, granite's fine. Ladder, granite. Basically do this. And we'll put like a mesh tile here. That way, whenever they drop something, I don't want it going all the way down to the bottom of whatever this exploration thing that we have down here is. I want to catch it before that. Alright, base, mesh tile, aluminum ore. Set this up right here. Already ate this. So, we are now out of lumber. Okay. We still only have the one arbor acorn. So these pips have not gotten anywhere with this. I mean, we could ranch them and get some more pips. Maybe that's worth trying. Maybe it's just a pip numbers thing. I guess, we also, while we're at it, might as well just say critter drop off right here. We could move, I mean, we could ultimately set up a ranch right here. How many spaces is this? 24 times 3, that would work. That actually is a good round number for the number. We would have, what, 6 pips in here? We could set up a ranch in here to make some more acorns for ourselves. Wait. Frankie, let's... I kind of want to see what happens if Frankie doesn't harvest this. Let's move you down here, and let's for a second just say disable harvest on all these. Just to see if the pips get somewhere with that. I guess you don't need to move that far down. Move wherever, Frankie. Move right here. You are back to harvesting. I told you not to auto-harvest that, though. Get out of here. You're still harvesting. Why? I've disabled harvest. I've disabled harvest on these trees. Why are you harvesting? Bubbles. Bubbles, stop. Bubbles, leave. Frankie. Frankie, leave. Guess what? None of you get to go in here anymore. None of you get to enter this room. You all gotta leave now. Get out of here. Room is locked to you now. Get out of here. Okay. That's obnoxious. Will you eat my branches and give me acorns? This is all for you. If you're not gonna do it, then I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll leave these be for a little bit and see if we don't get some acorns. I don't know if we will. If we won't, then I have no idea how pips work. Good morning, Stephen. More wheels. I think we want to avoid wheels. Like, wheels are convenient because we can set them up anywhere, but I don't want more hamster wheels. The duplicate labor is really valuable. I kind of want one just so we can up the operation ability of Ashcan. But like having a second one running is not so useful because we just want one operator, more or less. How am I down to 0 arbor acorns? Did they plant another tree in here? We had an acorn in here. Did I put it somewhere? Do I have a bin that takes arbor acorns? Because I had an arbor acorn. They made one more arbor acorn over here. They did plant another tree. They planted it right here. Now I actually have no idea how pips work. I didn't think you could plant another tree right here. Right? Because there's a tree here and there's 2 trees here. They're planting one right here? No. There's nothing there. I'm looking at a branch. So what happened to my arbor acorn? We had an arbor acorn, didn't we? Am I crazy? There was an arbor acorn. I thought we had an arbor acorn like right over here. We do. Oh, because it's unreachable now because I closed the doors. Okay, never mind. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. We locked the doors. They can't go in, so it doesn't show up anymore. Yeah. No, don't talk. Don't talk. Don't talk. Thought I was going crazy for a second. But I was just stupid. It happens. Alright, base. Insulated tile. Igneous rock. I want this set up right here. Like priority 7. I mean, temperature-wise, this isn't great to have this area open. We're gonna want to close some of this off soonish. We're basically gonna close this off. Yeah, I think we're just basically gonna close this off, close this off, close this off, close this off. Once we've got all the building done for all this, we're not gonna be able to reach this, are we? This is gonna be another one of those unfinished things. That's fine. I want to start working on the ranches. I want to start completing ranches. I want to start getting incubators up. Cycle 60, the plan was to get off of Mealwood around cycle 100. We're not really there yet. We're going to need a lot more work to do that. And not enough power from this manual generator to supply all this. That's fine. Food going up, it looks like. That's good. Although now we have meal lice sitting on the ground because we lowered the priority of this ration box. Maybe we need to up that again. How stale are you? 98%, 88%, 94%. The fact that they haven't moved away this polluted dirt yet is also kind of obnoxious. Slime lungs, okay. Not great, but it's okay. Also, materials, gas. Yeah, we do have some polluted oxygen. Not much. I mean, maybe we just spam some deodorizers, get that cleaned up. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. I really want to get this all done. Also, we are really low on algae again. What are we finding up here, by the way? Caustic biome. The sandstone biome continues on. Ooh, Pacu. Huh. Because Pacu farming is also really good as a source of meat. Although I guess now it provides Pacu fillets, but same idea. Eggshell as well. We'll leave that alone for now. But it's nice to have access to a Pacu. We could consider it. Hatches are just, I think, going to be more useful. But the Pacu will not require labor, is going to be big. Right? If we set up our Pacu ranch, or Pacu aquarium correctly, then we won't need any labor input into that whole system. And that's going to be kind of nice, food-wise. Growth halted body temperature. What are the temperatures here? These went back up to 44 during the power outage. Yeah. Sure. These are kind of hot. Yeah, we kind of want to expand out our cooling system, but like, it takes a lot of ethanol to do that, is what it comes down to. Because we need to supply another, like, 3.5 tons of ethanol to get another one of these. I kind of want to do that. I also kind of just want to skip to the steel industry. Ooh. Hey, little guy. Another hatch. Hassan is up and ranching it up over here. That's good. Okay. So, we are digging out this exploration thing down here. Looking for whatever we can see. An easier supply of coal would be nice to keep these going, so we don't have to run as far. Other than that, what are you doing? Recovering your breath? Going to build. Where are you going to build? What did you fetch? Power supply to... building liquid pipe? Why did you... I don't understand what's going on. Why did she run all the way there then to just... Don't care. Don't know. Don't care. What an inefficient way to spend your day, Marie. Let's dig out this. We can also dig out any and all of this. And yeah, I think we're okay on that front. I want to complete this most of all. And we have exploration going up over here as well. Oh, we should dig out... We should dig out some more slime. Priority 7 on these digging tasks. Let's also say dig, dig. Sand will fall down. Dig, dig. Dig, dig. Can they reach that? Maybe. Priority 7, all of this. Get us some more slime. Let's also just priority 7 this. Right, that seems reasonable. Get this slime here. And then we can set up Slickster ranches right up here. Where do we set that up? 6. If I had it across here... yeah, I think we could set up I think we set up 2 Slickster Ranches right here. I don't know. We want them further down. But I kind of want to be able to break into here and then set up Slickster Ranches, say, right here-ish. Yeah, I kind of want to have Slickster Ranches where the oil falls down to this level right here. And we'll have this ladder stop here, I think. This will be like the main ladder down. We'll have this ladder stop here. We'll have Slickster Ranches, then we'll have the oil, which will then just... I mean, I want to set up a steam turbine for this leaky oil fissure and get power out of it that way. Yeah, I really just want to get plastic up and going, actually, the more I think about it. Slickster Ranches will be nice, but they're not crucial right now. I want to get hatch ranches up, I want to get plastic. I want to start getting steam turbines up. So with steam turbines, we can set up our steel operations, and then we can set up better cooling. And then we can, like, worst comes to worst, we could just have all sorts of cooling around our base pretty easily. We're at least 100 cycles ahead of where we were last time, right? Like, I think the progress that we made so far, we didn't make till cycle 160 last time. So I'm still happy. It's just, it's going a little slow. Relatively speaking, it isn't, but, you know, I don't know. And we need to dig out this. Suffocating? Yeah, no one's suffocating. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No one's suffocating. We could also fetch gold amalgam and use that in lieu of steel for some early applications. I don't know. We still want plastic to go with that, though. So it's not like it's saving us a huge amount to go for the gold amalgam. But there is gold amalgam we could go for. Have we found any mushrooms? That's actually a good point. If we found mushrooms, we could just switch to mushrooms. Ooh, yeah, there is a fungal spore here. Good eye. We do have mushrooms. We can set up mushroom farms. Mushrooms are also really good because they basically don't take any water. I mean, obviously you can get some water out of the slime, but it's a really small amount of slime that they consume anyways. What is the temperature set up for mushrooms? It's better, right? It's like 35 degrees. Awkward. Won't let me see. Okay, well, what else do I want to set up over here? I want to basically say that we just let the water spread out over here. And this is still going to be a lot. We just want a little bit of water here to set up a chilled area. Maybe we don't do this. Maybe instead we say base, tile. I don't really want to... Mushrooms are a good idea, though. Let me go to the database. Ooh, wow, they have icons for all this stuff now. Plants. Dust cap. What is your temperature range? 35 degrees Celsius? You're like, that's better, right? It's only 4 kilograms of slime per cycle, which is very little, right? In terms of, that means we're giving up like 2/3 of 4 kilograms per cycle in terms of water. That's basically nothing. Huh, we could start in on mushrooms. I don't know. I didn't think about that, because we did find a swamp biome. We do have at least one dust cap seed, a fungal spore. And we could find more. This is more caustic biome, it looks like. There's no other anything that we found in terms of geysers, vents, that sort of thing. I don't know. I think I'm going to hold off on mushrooms. I don't think that the temperature range difference is enough, right? I think we're just switching to ranching. I think we're just going straight to meat. Normally mushrooms are really good, though. But it would take us a while, I think, to ramp up mushrooms as well. I think we're fine just getting the oxygen out of the right, we're getting polluted water and we're getting oxygen out of the slime right now, which is kind of good enough. It's usually better to put things towards mushrooms, but I think we're fine. It's still a 35°C limit though, right? Which is not going to be, like, we couldn't go outside of our starting area and set stuff up. Like, we'd still need to do a lot of work in order to pull that off. So it might, like, I don't know. It could replace a lot of this stuff. Like, we could replace all these with mushrooms, right? This whole line, and we'd be fine. But, I don't know. That's tempting. Like, it doesn't hurt us either. We could just have a little bit of mushroom going. Just a bit of mushroom, you know? A little risotto with our... We want to dig down here anyways, right? I think I'm sold. Just a little bit of mushroom, right? Because we'll need some time to get more seeds anyways, but we'll start replacing these farms down here. We could also use some of these areas as, like, we could replace some of these with mushrooms. We're probably just going to leave it down here because they need CO2 to grow. Come to think of it, what is the... Us having the carbon skimmers here becomes a little bit inconvenient. What does this link to? This links to nothing at the moment. Okay. Yeah, let's start working on the plastic then, because we can get this mushroom at the same time. We can do both. Priority. Let's say priority on the digging should all be... Oh, we need to queue up some digging. Dig out this, please. Oh, let's cancel the wire and pipe for now, because I don't really care about that. Let's say base, ladder. Stick with sandstone. What is this? This is igneous rock. We could do igneous rock. Base, ladder, igneous rock. Boom, 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 boom. Dig out across here. Priority all 8. This. Let's say priority digging 7 on this. That way we can get all the oil to flow out easier. We'll mop up whatever we need to avoid one, heat stroke, and also just soggy feet. And then we will dig out... We want to dig out to this polluted oxygen anyways. We want to avoid any slime along the way to just so that we don't have issues with... Just so we don't have issues with slime lung. This gets us some gold amalgam as well. What is the easiest way to do this? Yeah, let's go right here and then dig down. Base, ladder, igneous rock is still fine. We'll just go, we'll scaffold our way down like this. Dig out this, and then we can pick up this fungal spore and plant it. I guess this doesn't really get us the oxygen in a great way. I don't really want to spend a lot of time digging through Abyssalite though. It takes a... It's not as hard as Diamond though. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's do this. We'll branch out right here. We'll set up our little operation. We'll also grab this fungal spore. We can just hop down here. Yeah, I think this is fine. This will also help us explore a little bit. And we'll say priority... Whoa, 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 whoa. Priority 7 on this. Let's get some mushrooms. I like that idea. Yeah, setting up a smoother ride to over here would also be nice. I think part of it is just we want to have oxygen in this area, though. Like, that's almost the bigger issue, I think, is just setting up some mobile oxygen. Like, we need to have power in this area anyways. We need to have power in the area anyways. I kind of want to, like, tile up across here. Tile up across here. Set up some power. Set up some oxygen production with whatever algae. We don't have any algae over here left, though. We'd want to dig out a little bit of algae over here. Is this materials overlay? Organic. Slime, algae. There's little pockets of algae we could reach. Just burn a little bit of algae. Oh, there's also this right here. Just burn a little bit of algae in this area. Get some oxygen in here. Just enough so that they can catch their breath or / not run out of breath. Because right now, this CO2 level is pretty high. That's the main problem with working in this area and running in this area. Is no oxygen. But also, just if we get down to the polluted oxygen here and let this kind of flow upwards, then we're also pretty good on that front. Maybe we dig out across here. Right? Just dig out through this abyssite here, open up a little area. That way oxygen can kind of flow up to here. Like this. That might be the faster way than like setting up the rest of this stuff to get some oxygen in this area. We'll priority 7 this as well. To try and get oxygen in here. And I guess we also should give out, in order to dig out this, dig out this, dig out this, priority 7 this, get some better airflow. We also kind of want to dig out a little bit of this. I don't know, once we have oxygen just in this little pocket right here, that ought to be fine. Because then they'll go and they'll catch their breath there, right? If they run out of breath here, they'll hopefully go and catch their breath here, as opposed to having to run up to here to catch their breath, which is really kind of bad. Like, poor Ruby. Where's Ruby at in breath? 83%, 82%. Digs, and out of breath, right? Like, that's not very efficient. They're getting very little done there. Yeah, this is just really inefficient. Maybe, in fact, we say priority 8 on this. Free up this polluted oxygen. Let them breathe this. This is actually pretty pressurized. It'll get out here pretty quickly. We'll also say mop priority 8 on this. So the airflow's better. Something like that. Oh, whoa, whoa. New dupe. I did not hear this guy. So, what do we got? Don't want Rowan. He's garbage. Just straight up garbage. This is one of the worst dupes we've ever seen. Max is fine. They basically have +3 stats and 3 semi-relevant things. Liam has... I mean, +3 strength, but then also -3 strength. So +4 strength. Grease monkey. Yeah. They were taking max. +3 science is a lot better than all the rest of this. This is all just... Right, tryptophobia, interior decorator. This is just not... It's not a good look. Taking max. Maybe exosuits. I don't know. Part of the problem with exosuits though is the athletics debuff that they give is pretty extreme. So you kind of want to have everybody have exosuit training before they really go anywhere with that. Have we generated any Arbor Acorns in this area? Can I... If I open this up again, am I going to see any more Arbor Acorns? The answer is probably no. Let's... What do I want to shrink here? Edible? One Arbor Acorn. Okay. Yeah, sure. I don't think these pips are getting any more Arbor Acorns out of this stuff that we have over here. I don't know quite what's going on, but they're not making any more Arbor Acorns for us. So, let's bump this up to priority 8. Let's also go ahead and bump this up to priority 8. And move over our pips, is the plan. And we'll also want to... I still can't believe they harvest these, even though we told them not to harvest. I don't know what the point is then. Alright, let's turn on auto harvest. Like, why are they harvesting this when I explicitly barred them from... Whatever. Don't know. Don't know how that works. Let's get some mushrooms, though. I really like that idea. So we have this now. We are going to go ahead and say... Wait, what? Storing 6... Oh, because this isn't done either. Yeah, priority 8 this. Get that done. Harvest our lumber, get our lumber sent down over here, get our ethanol going some more, and let's start planting some trees. Because this is all... Actually, are these offline? They're close to going offline. Yeah, this actually has room. It's weird that it shows this at full when it's not full, right? Like, it shows it at full at 4 tons when it goes up to 5 tons, which is a little bit wrong. They don't quite have that code correct. In any case, what do I want to uproot from my arbor trees? Which are the worst arbor trees that I have? This one's obnoxious. Yeah, are we even doing anything with this one? I don't know. We can't get up to here though. I guess we dig out here. Okay, so this is Arbor Acorn number 1 because it's in an obnoxious spot. This is probably Arbor Acorn number 2 because this is also kind of an obnoxious spot. And then Arbor Acorn number 3 is the one that we have in this ranch already, and we'll plant 3 Arbor Acorns right here all at once. And then we'll plant another 3 pretty soon after that. That's the plan. Are we getting anywhere here? Catch their breath here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Banny runs down here. Run, 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 run. Run, run, run. Dig. Dig. And then she has to go catch her breath. Okay. Yeah, I want this done. Let's give a dig order here as well. Once we crack open this polluted oxygen, then we should be... Then they should be able to work in this area without having to go catch their breath. That should speed everything up. So let's actually say priority 7 on this for now. This will be priority 7 as well. Need to get that going before we can do the rest. Because otherwise they'll be so inefficient trying to work in those areas. Yeah, I think we are just going to say uproot. Can I copy settings uproot? No, that doesn't work. Yeah, dig up all this. This will be where we start setting up mushrooms. If I give it this as an order, okay, that'll uproot everything. Okay, and it does change this. Perfect. Okay, let's give an uproot order over here. Priority all, priority 7. Let's do that. Also, we want to turn this off, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with the oxygen settings right now. I think that's fine. We have CO2 flowing out through here. I think we are ready to reconnect plumbing, liquid pipe, igneous rock. I think we're ready to reconnect this, right? Get these oxyferns going, get oxygen that way. And then, yeah, this is going to be where we set up our initial mushroom stuff. And then we'll probably move it up to here as well once we're... Yeah, we should have enough CO2. We might have to disable these carbon skimmers again to get the CO2 at the level we want. That should be fine. And then I want more slime and algae. What have we found up here, actually? So no more vents or whatevers, but... Yeah, nothing really that interesting here. Water's nice. We could just have the water drop down to here and then do something with it. I don't know. We can get the water down pretty easily. I don't know what we want to do with it once it's down. Yeah, coal, copper, caustic biome, more coal. More of the same. It's not really a big change up from what we got already. We could go ahead and dig out this slime up here. All this slime and algae. Just extend our ladder up. Seems pretty reasonable. Let's go ahead and deconstruct this. We'll do this at priority 8 as well. And we'll say base, ladder, igneous rock. Up, 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 up. Like that. And then I want all this dug out. All this dug out. We'll leave the top one here, but dig out all this. Whoops. Dig out all this. Dig out... like... this. Priority 8, all this as well. Get more oxygen in our base. Yeah, uproot all these. We'll replace them with mushrooms. Grab ourselves some more slime. What else do we want to do here? I want to finish up these ranches. I want to start like an actual serious ranch. We can start working on some of these ranches before the other ones. Let's say priority 7 on... How far does this need to go? 11 tiles out? Right, so this will be the wall right here. We want to dig that out anyways, though. Something like this, and then base... Wait, let's just say priority 7, all of this. Right out to here, right? Let's not do this one, though. Does that work? That doesn't work. Because we won't be able to reach this. Priority 7. Let's get our first ranch up and going. And start getting some of these hatches kind of being full-time ranched. Because we're kind of reaching the stage where we're not going to have the numbers. Yeah. Okay. Let's work on this ranch. So why is all this mealwood unharvested? Awkward. And this is all now set up. I want to say auto wrangle surplus 0. Is there a... Oh, there's a sun nymph. Sun nymph. Oh, which is just a baby shine bug. I thought that was a... Oh, this one is a sun morph. Okay. Well, we'll do this and we'll let this one go. How do they get to be... What do you eat? Mushroom, fried mushroom, gristleberry, phosphorite. Okay, so this they found some phosphorite to eat and they turned into this. Let's start moving over our pips. Pips and pipsqueaks. Priority 8. This is also priority 8. Let's move over our pips and pipsqueaks. See if we can't get some more acorns from these trees over here, which I know they haven't touched yet, right? So those should be fine on that front. And have we dug out here? We're in the process of digging out here and grabbing our 3rd acorn seed. Research is done, and I'm not sure there's anything we want to replace here. I guess we need smelting, right? Smelting, we're not going to do any sort of stuff there. Don't need that for sure. HVAC, maybe. If we start setting up electrolyzers, we'd want HVAC. Because then we could have our cooling solution. I think we're just going towards smelting for our steel operation. And after that, I don't think we really need to do much more research. We're kind of set at that point. Alright. Let's also go ahead and give the order to Arbor Acorn. Plant us our Arbor Acorns. Priority 7, all this stuff. In fact, these are already at priority 7. And these down here are priority 7. Okay, cool. Let's set up our next layer of trees here. Oh, they're gonna plant one for me anyways? Okay. Wait, what? I don't think we... Did he grab the Arbor Acorn from here, but then he... No, the Arbor tree is growing. Okay. Well, if the pips are gonna plant that right away, then let's plant the other 2. Where are the next least convenient... Oh, this should be deconstructed soon. Where are the next least convenient arbor trees in our system? Growth halted. Why is growth halted? Okay. Growth halted pressure. Maybe we need to toggle off our carbon skimmers again. Oh. Uproot this. What are you doing? Very, very, very funny, Pips. Very, very funny. You took my Arbor Acorn. Arbor Acorn, plant. Wait, do we not have the acorns now? What happened here? Because we planted one here. Yeah, so it showed 4 Arbor Acorns for some weird reason when we still only had the 3. If I understand things correctly. This arbor tree has all of its branches. Yeah, let's just uproot this. Let's grab that one. They juked us with the arbor acorns. Hydroponic farm, yeah, so, okay. This is arbor tree. What happened here? Mealwood seed. How did we even get a mealwood seed in here? Did I mess up in planting this? I don't know, but plant. Priority 7. And then I want to plant another Arbor Acorn right here. Oh, all these need to be priority 7 as well now. Okay. Where's the last tree that I want to move? Oh, this one right here. This is a no-brainer. Food, farm tile, dirt. Yeah, definitely this one. This bad boy right here. Is there another one cramped somewhere that I don't recall? I think we're set. Okay, yeah. We're going to remove this one. We're going to plant our trees right here. We have plenty of water to go here, I think. I mean, I don't know. We'll ultimately need to set up a better solution than this thing that we have right here. But I think by the time we run out of water in this system, because it's not just the water here, it's also the water here that's flowing into here, right? And, you know, we have... No. You think you're so clever, don't you? Uproot. How did they even get a mealwood seed in here? What happened? Did I accidentally give an order to plant mealwood in here? I don't know. Now get this thing out of here. No one's actually starving, right? Yeah, you're fine. Okay. Get this out. Arbor Acorn is what I want. We want this Arbor Acorn right here. Priority 8 this. Get our last one of these done. I guess we also need to bump this back up to priority 8, because otherwise a lot of these are going to rot. Alright. Last Arbor Acorn planted right here. Okay. So, we want to set up this cooling system. We're finishing up these ranches here. Like, we're almost there on setting up our first pair of ranches. And we can expand the other ones later. Right, like we have the room carved out for the first few. We have a new line of arbor trees here, which then should be supplying us with our new lumber. We are going to come down here and grab mushroom. I think that's a really good idea. Get a couple lines of mushroom farms going. Kind of another use for the slime that we have available to us. We are going to dig out up here, grab some more slime. We're going to dig down here and explore a little bit further and see if we can't find anything. Just to scout out for more resources. There's nothing we really need, but if we can find something that'll be useful. I think I'm going to cut the stream here. I've been streaming for, I don't know, about twice as long as I kind of expected to. And we didn't really accomplish any of the things that I set out to do. In the sense that we cleared out a lot of the area, but we haven't set up our hatch ranches yet. But we want to get hatch ranching done really soon. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to say base, tile, igneous rock is fine, but we could also just use sandstone here. Let's just use sandstone. Base, tile, sandstone. We're going to sandstone up, not here, but base, tile, sandstone. Basically going to set up tile across here and here. So this is 11 wide, and then we're going to say base, tile, sandstone right here, and then we set up a door right here and here. Base, tile, sandstone, boom, 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 and then boom, 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 boom. Sandstone wall right here, although this is actually just going to be a door. Pneumatic door, aluminum ore, like so. And then same thing down here, tile, sandstone, we set up our sandstone wall right here, right? And then basically, we're going to close these off, I think, and just have ladders down. So we'll have ladder down here, ladder up here, I think. Although we could leave doors, and doors would be fine. I don't care either way. But these will be little 49 tile, which is just one more than we need for 4 hatches. We'll have this plus this, right? So 33 plus 16, basically. And that will be a 4 hatch ranch. This will be a 4 hatch ranch. We'll do the same thing right here with another 11 wide, right? So another door right here, ranch, ranch. This means that we have the hatches all compact in these areas, right? So we'll basically have 16 hatches across here, another 16 right here, and we can just repeat that going down, or we can set up another hatch ranch operation right here. But that'll leave us these large areas right here for gas storage, liquid storage, wherever we want to do, or more industry, stuff like that. We could set up, ethanol distilleries and stuff like that, set up more trees. We could have, right, like ethanol distilleries, trees on these layers, just with hydroponic farms on these things, and kind of do the same setup as we do over here, right? A lot of options for what we want to use with that space. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut the stream right here with the sort of the outline of the hatch ranches in place. We've got a really big food surplus at this point. Oxygen-wise, things are a little bit rough because we haven't been burning as much of our slime. We need to dig up some more slime, more algae to top off our oxygen. And then once the slime and algae runs out, we're going to need to rely a lot on the polluted dirt. We can also set up an electrolyzer room somewhere. We have the water to run an electrolyzer room for a while, but I think that the focus is going to be, right, we have all this polluted water that we've kept over here. I think the focus is going to be on getting up plastic, using the plastic to set up a steel refining operation somewhere probably right over here, and then use that to make some steel aqua tuners, and then we'll set up a sort of classic three thermal aqua tuner, 2 steam turbine cooling setup, which will keep this whole area nice and cool. And we'll also set up a steam turbine / aqua tuner setup for this water geyser. We'll start harnessing the water from this water geyser, running that through electrolyzers, and we'll probably have sort of a distributed electrolyzer system where we'll have like one electrolyzer set up over here-ish, and that will help pump in oxygen to this area of the base, and then we'll have a setup probably right here, maybe. I don't know. I want to kind of figure out how I want to set up around these copper volcanoes / leaky oil fissures. Maybe we set it up right here, actually. But yeah, that's the plan going forward. And cutting the stream here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and checking the chat. Yeah, we can grow food on the upper levels. Maybe we grow trees. I'm thinking trees, right? We could also grow food right here. But yeah, I think we're going to grow trees probably in these areas, set up more ethanol distilleries. That's a possibility. We'll see how many arbor acorns we start getting out of the pips that we've left in here, and see how quickly we can kind of ramp that up. But getting more ethanol distilleries, more polluted dirt up as quickly as possible, getting to the point where we have oxygen everywhere is going to be really big, I think. And yeah, that's the plan. That's where we're going. Things have worked out pretty well so far. We're kind of running low on oxygen just because we haven't been digging out as much algae. But we're teching up, and we're getting up to hatch ranching, and everything should be pretty smooth after that. All right, that's it for the stream. I'll catch you guys next time.